first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love
this. This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Chiefs will be welcoming back starting running back Isaiah Pacheco Thursday against the Cowboys. Confirmation on that today from Coach Andy Reid. Pacheco's been sidelined about a month due to an injured right knee. This game is crucial for both teams, with each currently 10th in their respective conferences. ESPN NFL analyst Dominique Foxworth.
I'm looking forward to this matchup because I think both offenses are going to be good. I think who wins this game is going to be decided about who's scoring 7. You got to go for it on 4th down. Yep. Field goals aren't going to get it done for either side. No one's going to be able to stop Pickens and CD. We'll see if Mahomes can keep up with the scoring because Dak might be playing a little bit better.
The Steelers start this week with great optimism regarding the possible return of quarterback Aaron Rodgers from a fractured left wrist, according to Coach Mike Tomlin. Pittsburgh left tackle Broderick Jones and defensive tackle Derek Harmon out Sunday versus Buffalo. Baseball, veteran righty Sonny Gray is on his way to Boston. The Red Sox acquired him from the Cardinals for a pitching prospect, as well as righty Richard Fitz. Red Sox also get $20 million to help cover Gray's salary. He's guaranteed $41 million in 2026.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming up Wednesday. There might not be any super teams, but I'm ready to tell you which ones I'm ready to pencil into the NFL Final Four. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. I'm Matt. Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
You sir. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. We are live from the Raising Cane studio. Shea, Dixon in 15 minutes. Dari, Nowkhah next hour. Sean Salisbury, Mike Triplett in hour 3. Ton to do. Let's begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Kiffin Watch. Did you ever get my Kiffin Watch cut?
Oh. As soon as you said it, I was like, oh, dang. I'll get it for you for tomorrow.
No, you won't.
No, I will. I promise.
No, you won't. Kiffin Watch rolls on. It's so interesting to me because there is this struggle, almost this angst among LSU fans right now, because you sense and feel this confidence in people like me who talk to you that Lane Kiffin is coming to LSU. But then you almost don't want to believe it because it's like an emotional hedge, right? When you're watching your team play, every fan can relate to this. You're watching your team play and you emotionally hedge. You think you should win the game. You want to win the game, but you go, you know what? We're not any good. We can't run the ball. We're not any good. We're going to lose. And you desperately want to win, but it's your emotional hedge so you don't get yourself too excited and lose and be let down. I think that's where every LSU fan is right now with the Kiffin stuff. You want it to happen. You think it's going to happen. It probably should happen. But you're like, why are the Florida people so confident? What do they know? Nothing. Anyway. For whatever it's worth, odds makers continue to update such things. We have this up at louisianasports.net. As this was published on Tuesday, Lane Kiffin, the updated odds, He is now minus 200 to be the next LSU head coach. He's plus 175 to be the Florida coach, and he is 6-1. That's plus 600 to be the Ole Miss head coach. 7-1 to be anywhere else in college, and 18-1 to be in the NFL. So Lane Kiffin, pretty heavy favorite now to be the LSU coach, according to the odds makers. Those are not my odds. I'm not making up fake odds and putting them on the internet. Those are sportsbook odds makers who are doing that. And I'll share with you a few tidbits that I got today. I have maintained as this has gone along that I think based on information that I have gotten throughout this process, that I think the Florida media that continue to insist that Lane Kiffin's headed to Florida, I think they're about 10 to 14 days behind the news cycle. I think there was absolutely a point in this process where I would have told you Lane Kiffin was going to be the Florida coach. I believe Lane Kiffin thought he would be the Florida coach. And as I've told you, that two things happened. Number one, LSU fired Brian Kelly and got earnestly in the mix for Lane Kiffin. They identified him as their number one target, and they've gone full bore. And then the other is Ole Miss has continued to win, which has complicated this because if they were 8-3, I think this would be a no-brainer. They'd play the Egg Bowl, and he may already be gone. And he could very easily say, I gave it my all. I won a lot there, but we have a lower ceiling, and I want to go somewhere where I can win a championship, and I think most people would understand that. But being that he's on the verge of a playoff, it's complicated the whole thing. That's been my point all along. And I do believe that late last week, in particular Thursday, Friday, it became really crystallized that Kiffin had decided LSU over Florida. There's a lot of things that that still need to transpire, and I want to throw out that caveat. I'm going to continue to do it. Just like I told you, if you rewind the clock 2-3 weeks, I'd have told you Lane Kiffin was going to Florida. And that has since changed now, as I believe LSU clearly is in the lead for Lane Kiffin's services, and I think ultimately Lane Kiffin is going to be the LSU coach. But these things continue to evolve and change, and nothing is done until there is an enforceable document, right? A binding agreement, which it is not signed right now. So until that is, nothing's done. But last Friday there was the meeting with Lane Kiffin and Keith Carter and Chancellor Boyce, and that followed the exact timeline that we talked about here for a week. That they had that meeting, and Lane Kiffin affirmed himself to Ole Miss. They would have announced an extension. That didn't happen. If it didn't happen, Lane Kiffin was leaving. He'd coach the Egg Bowl, and then they'd make an announcement after. And that's what we're expecting now, is that the announcement will come, as Keith Carter said in his statement on Saturday. I still believe that announcement on Saturday will come, and it'll be that Lane Kiffin's leaving Ole Miss, and they'll promote Joe Judge to the interim head coach. I believe that's the plan as of right now. But remember also what happened on Friday. In addition to that, that statement after the meeting among Kiffin, Boyce, and Carter. Well, the LSU Board of Supervisors had that meeting in executive session, so behind closed doors, so as it wouldn't be in public. The stated agenda was Brian Kelly's buyout, but I don't think it would come as any surprise to anyone to learn that they discussed what contract they were willing to formally offer Lane Kiffin. We talked about that on Friday. As best information I have, that was discussed, and I don't think it's any surprise that that evening that contract was leaked to Ross Dellinger, who reported it. Maybe a surprise to some at LSU who did not want it leaked, but it was. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It shows your commitment and how all in you are here. And today I got more information from both Ole Miss and Florida people that just reinforce that belief that Florida, I believe, is moving with the understanding that Lane Kiffin is likely going to LSU, and Florida has begun interviewing other candidates for their head coaching job, and that Ole Miss is beginning its soft search. Now, there's a real challenge here with the timing that that I think is the one thing people say, well, what could cause it to derail? I don't think Lane Kiffin has a change of heart. I don't think it's like they win this Egg Bowl game and golly gee, I just want to stay at Ole Miss. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Lane Kiffin, as we've talked about, wants to coach his team. He said it Do you have that from yesterday, Kiffin, yesterday? Do you have that pulled up, Muse? It was the one where he said, like, do you expect to coach the team the rest of the way? Do you have finishing out the season? Yeah, hit that one.
If that plays out and you guys are able to go on a run, how important is it to you to finish out the season with this team?
Very important. I've never thought of anything different than that.
Okay, so in a press conference where he just very politely declined to answer every question, noting that it's a fair question. He answered that one. Lane Kiffin wants to coach the team. As I've told you now for 2 weeks, they're not going to let him coach in the college football playoff if he's working for another school. But the problem that Ole Miss is running into right now is they need to begin a search in earnest, but they can't formally offer their job to anybody while they still have a coach. So let's say hypothetically they want to hire John Summerall down at Tulane. Well, apparently so does Auburn, and I don't have any inside information. And I hear things, but I don't have any inside information into Auburn. But we know that Florida has had overtures towards Summerall as well. That was reported last week. So Summerall's got options. Ole Miss needs to move, but they can't while Lane Kiffin is still their coach. So they're going to play the Egg Bowl, and then Saturday the announcement will come, presumably. But Lane Kiffin wants to keep coaching his team, and Ole Miss needs him to leave so they can hire a new coach and move on. Well, if they fire him, they'll owe him $36 million. They're not going to fire him. They need him just to leave for his new job. Well, he don't want to leave yet. He wants to leave, but at the end of the season because he wants to coach his team. So how does this happen? Do they suspend him? Do they demote him? Do they put him on leave? I don't know. But that's the complicating factor herein. And so then if you look at, say, Ole Miss, and they want to hire, let's say Lane Kiffin's leaving, they want to hire John Summerall. I'll use that as a hypothetical, as I've been told that he would be at the top of their list. Okay, well, if you're delayed and now you can't hire John Summerall or you pick somewhere else, where do you move on to? I mean, the North Texas coach, Eric Morris, a lot of word there is that Oklahoma State is pretty far down the road with Eric Morris at this point. So that becomes the point. The later you wait, the harder it is because you're thinning out the candidate pool, which is why I believe Florida has an understanding today that Lane Kiffin's likely headed to LSU, so they're starting to in earnest begin their search and interviewing other candidates. And Ole Miss needs to begin their search as it looks more and more likely like Lane Kiffin will not be. I mean, Ole Miss, I think, has pushed the eject button. They have emotionally gotten to a point where they recognize Lane Kiffin's not going to be their coach. All the while, LSU is singular. They're singularly focused on Lane Kiffin. I don't think LSU has what they believe to be a really good number 2 option. I think for this committee, that was Eli Drinkwitz. I think the public reaction to that has been so viscerally negative, so visceral and negative, that it's moved LSU's brass off of that position with Eli Drinkwitz. They feel like at this point they don't have a no-doubt, slam-dunk, clear-cut number 2, so they are singularly and wholly focused on making sure Lane Kiffin is their next head coach. And they're going to wait for him. You don't take my word for it. Verge Osbury said that on this show 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago today, Verge Osbury was on this show and said this.
So in theory, like if there were a coach, again, this is hypothetical, if there were a coach who made the playoffs and was coaching beyond January 1st, that wouldn't necessarily eliminate them from consideration?
No, it would not.
I mean, you don't have to listen to me say it. LSU's athletic directors leading the search told you they're going to wait. And they're waiting for Lane Kiffin. He's their guy. And barring something dramatically unforeseen between now and Saturday, I think they're going to get him. All right, it's After Further Review. Show Open Every Day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light. The official beer of AFR, the official beer of the LSU Tigers, official beer of the New Orleans Saints. Thanksgiving's coming up on Thursday. Maybe you like some cold beer with your fried turkey. Make sure it is delicious ice cold Bud Light. And celebrate the Tigers with the officially licensed LSU cans and aluminum bottles. The white cans and bottles, a hat tip to LSU's tradition of wearing white jerseys at home. Whatever you do, make sure you drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR. Okay, every Tuesday we visit with Shea Dixon from On 3, the Bengal Tiger. With all of this conversation, LSU seemingly in a holding pattern. We are 8 days away from the December signing period. It's a week from tomorrow. So where does LSU stand right now? We'll get into all that with Shea as we continue on AFR.
After Further Review.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done. Hey, it's not too late to sign up for the Gordon Gives Bicycle Giveaway. Every year around the holidays, Gordon gives away 600 bicycles to less fortunate children across the state of Louisiana. If you want to enter, you can go to gordonsbikes.com, gordonsbikes.com, one more time, gordonsbikes.com, or you can go to social media, any of the social media platforms, search @GetGordon for the handle, @GetGordon, and you'll see the post on how you can win one of these bikes. Gordon has often talked about how his favorite childhood memory was getting that bicycle on Christmas morning. And now every year he helps make Christmas morning a little brighter for 600 less fortunate children around the state of Louisiana. Go to gordonsbikes.com, gordonsbikes.com to learn more on how you can enter. Get Gordon and get it done.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builders School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Join us for Friday's AFR live from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Sagamore Spirit Rye. We'll have craft cocktails and, of course, a fine premium cigar. Friday's AFR, presented by Sagamore Spirit.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Black Friday turns green, y'all. Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Go to the website, sunequip.com, sunequip.com, sunequip.com. You scroll down right there on the homepage, you'll see it where it says Black Friday turns green. Tap right there. You take advantage of all the great specials. Toys for the kiddos, tractors, everything that you need. It's all there. Sunequip.com, sunequip.com. Black Friday turns green at Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. All right, Shea Dixon's with us on 3, the Bengal Tiger. Let's talk a little recruiting. Shady, how are you, man? Nope. Okay, we don't have Shea. Screw you too, Muse. Waving your finger at me like that. I'll give you a different finger. I'm teasing. All right, we're going to get Shea here in just a second. We will preview. Oh, we do have Shea. Okay. Shady, how are you, man?
I'm doing well, Matt. How are you?
I'm doing really well. All right, so final weekend of the regular season. The calendar's a little odd now, right? So we are 8 days away from the early signing period. Walk me through what this week is like for LSU.
It's sort of a kind of carry on of where they were this past weekend, Matt. So whenever they had the Western Kentucky game, long before the 13-10 score, earlier in the day, earlier in Friday and into Saturday. Obviously, some guys are in the playoffs, all that, but more than half of LSU's commits were there, and they did a bit of a mini orientation. And really, if you want to talk from NIL to where they're living to making sure that everything was in order for, where the letter of intent and all that has to be sent, for them to sign and send back next Wednesday, all of that sort of ironed out. So that's kind of the goal right now. If you didn't have those loose ends tied up this past weekend, they're doing this from afar now because you don't have a home game this weekend. So that was the last time you kind of had a lot of those guys face to face. So 16 commits, I believe, still in this 2026 class. You've talked about it plenty. They've gone about a month now and only had one decommit, which is very impressive. And look, at the same time, kudos to other programs right now waiting in the job search. Auburn and Florida, all three of those combined have lost 2 commits in the span of a month plus. So everybody in a bit of a holding period, but certainly specific to LSU. Frank Wilson, the whole staff, the personnel side, a tough task to try to keep a pretty good signing class. In fact, pound for pound, the number 2 blue chip ratio class in the country behind Oregon, together to the extent it has, but what a really good job they've done.
Shea, you said LSU, Florida, Auburn have lost combined 2. To what do you attribute that?
I think a lot. Look, one, you can say big coaching staffs or whomever's in place where they steady the ship a little bit, right? I think more than that are 2 things. I think a lot of guys who are committed to Auburn, committed to Florida, committed to LSU are from those states and areas, and they want to go there, right? They're border state kids, or they're from Alabama, they're from Louisiana, they're from Florida. And the other is NIL. I think that now and you've broken it down in your show plenty, but for those that don't know, I mean, NIL, there's legal documents. You're signing things. You're coming to an agreement on a sheet of paper here to where it's more than just a verbal commitment. Yeah, you can get out of it, but it's a bit more enticing than it was prior to the NIL era, where if you didn't have a head coach or any real certain way of telling anyone who the head coach or staff would be, this was a bargain chip that above the table you did not have. And I do think that's playing into why a lot of these guys have held firm and then are kind of waiting and seeing when a head coach will be named.
Shea Dixon on 3, the Bengal Tiger, is with us. Hey, let me ask you about Richard Anderson, big 5-star defensive lineman from Edna-Carr. He took a visit this past weekend to Texas. Where do things stand? What can you tell us?
Yeah, Big Rich is I think number 2 defensive lineman in the country. We got him as a 5-star now on Rivals. He has really never, I shouldn't even say never really, he hasn't visited anyone else this whole time. Texas has really put the pressure on a lot of these guys to come to campus. He finally does. It was an unofficial visit. And look, simultaneously, Bryce Brown, his head coach, a guy that Frank Wilson singled out by name in his very first introductory press conference as interim head coach, and Aiden Hall, his teammate, another senior at Edna-Carr, was front row at Tiger Walk. I saw Bryce Brown on the sidelines in Tiger Stadium. And one, I can put this very simple. If Frank Wilson's on this staff, Richard Anderson and all the Carr kids for this year and then the next year and the year after that, LSU wants them, they'll end up at LSU. It's just how it's like destiny. It's just how it goes. If Frank Wilson's not on the staff, then maybe those kids do have a decision to make that's a bit deeper than what, kind of where they're at now, because I just think between the relationship Bryce Brown has with Frank and maybe Frank being able to tell him some assurances of, hey, look, we're looking over these guys. We're going to hire a good, whether it's head coach, D-line coach for Richard Anderson. We don't know what the future holds for Corey Raymond. Aiden Hall's a DB. But I think they're a bit at ease right now. But the only thing that would change that or could change that commitment would be if Frank Wilson were here, and we don't know the outcome there yet.
You suspect we'd have that decision before signing day on Wednesday?
I mean, in the world of these okay, let's just play the Lane hypothetical of, let's say really does announce something on Saturday, as Keith Carter, Ole Miss's AD, said in a statement, what happened the day after they had Egg Bowl? Well, you've got, 5 days then, if you're able to fly Lane down, announce him, and then that week you're signing 16-plus kids on Wednesday. And I don't think that the Ole Miss commits, maybe flipping at the last second, are going to be the biggest storyline. We talked about that. It's the portal. Like, if whatever coach you hire, you're going to wonder what portal guys he can bring in, most notably from the team he's currently at. So it would be interesting timing, but I think that also with Kiffin and Frank's relationship, that if you're coupling that with what you and I both said, like, give me two on-field coaches that you think have the best shot of sticking around, and for different, a number of different reasons, it would be Frank and Corey. So you couple that with, then Frank and Lane have worked together before. Frank and Lane are friends, that you would kind of assume that Lane would see some inherent value in Frank being on staff, whether that's keeping the running backs coach, associate head coach, or whatever it might be, because Lane does know what Frank's reputation and abilities are, not just in recruiting high school kids in Louisiana, but then having that rapport with the entire team that not a lot of assistants out there have. It's sort of what separates Frank from everybody else.
Shea, the other one we talked about was Bryson Martinez out of East Ascension. No, Texas, it was putting on the hard full court press there. What's the latest on Martinez?
I pushed him a bit further into the flip watch category. I'm not counting it out with Rich Anderson. I just think Richard's going to end up at LSU. And I've talked to a number of people who think that, look, if things are trending where they are right now, he'll stick with LSU. But he has taken a very serious look at Texas. He had made an unofficial visit. He and his mother went back to Austin this past weekend for an official visit. Kind of the guy who spearheads things there. For those that don't know, is Brandon Harris, former LSU quarterback. So he's been on that Texas staff for a while and worked his way up, kind of into those GM roles that kind of everyone's being put into a position of. And his is really focused on recruiting, and he's got a good relationship with Martinez. They've got stability on staff, and I think that's obviously the thing that a guy like Bryson Martinez, who is a top 15 offensive tackle, is looking at. I don't know the head coaches. I don't know if my O-line coach will be there. And the area recruiter I committed to was also already fired in Joe Sloan alongside the head coach. So as much as anyone, maybe a guy like Bryson Martinez, an O-lineman who was recruited by Sloan and Brad Davis, and Kelly's an O-line kind of guy who certainly, when it came to recruiting Matt, he kind of did get a good eye on the O-lineman and thought very highly of Bryson Martinez. What does it mean for him? And I'm not hitting the panic button there yet, but that one is real. That's one we're going to have to monitor until next Wednesday.
Shea Dixon on 3, the Bengal Tiger. He's on Twitter at Shea Dixon. Few more for you. Any other flips that we should be – well, let me ask you the other way, Shea. Coming into the class, prospects LSU's trying to flip before Wednesday.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing will be if they have a coach. If you can say the season ends this weekend, Sunday the news breaks of a coach, I think that could push some guys into the class. At the same time, we've talked forever about Blaine Bradford. It doesn't seem to be there's any real traction there, and you're going for a coaching change. We've talked forever about Emmanuel Ionacho, the offensive lineman, committed to Oregon. There's been no real traction there. And KJ Edwards, the running back at A&M. I mean, we could sort of keep going down the list. Now, they did flip one guy already, Kervin Johnson Jr., and I will say they have an eye on a JUCO defensive lineman who is coming. Right now he's committed to Florida State. And I really didn't put much stock into that because I was like, well, Mike Norvell's going to get fired, so they're in no different spot than LSU's in. Well, Mike Norvell didn't get fired. I'm not sure what that staff will look like now, Matt, but he's a kid from Slidell, prepped at Pearl River, so he's in JUCO. And don't forget, JUCO kids are not having years counted against their eligibility right now. And he's also a defensive end, which is the only commit they've lost. Anthony Lafayette is an edge rusher. So he's one we're at least keeping an eye on. He was in town this past weekend, and I say all that, didn't even say his name. Jalen Anderson is his name. But he played at Slidell High, and now he's been at Pearl River and had a really good year this fall.
Shea, before you go, anything else that we should know here a week and a day before the early signing period?
You know, I feel like I'm going to say no. And look, Lamar Brown, 5-star. He's been back at LSU. He's back at LSU again this weekend. So it doesn't feel like we're talking as much about that kind of stuff as we are a head coach. And if it's going to be Kiffin or not. And Matt, trust me, this is way more fun. It might seem like a lot of angst. It might seem like a waiting game. A year ago, we were doing the Bryce Underwood saga. Trust me, this is a little more enjoyable as a fan to at least track.
Well, they got to figure out quarterback, but it feels like that's going to happen with the portal. So we'll pay attention in January for that. Make sure you're locked in. Shea Dixon on 3, the Bengal Tiger, at Shea Dixon. Get him there on Twitter. Always appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, dude. Be well. We're brought to you by Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Y'all know the drill. Thursday is Thanksgiving. Our friends over at Rouse's have everything you want. Remember, buy a ham, get a turkey over at Rouse's. Get all the specs there at their website, Rouse's.com, or on the Facebook page or any of their social media. They're helping making Thanksgiving awesome and affordable. They are going to be open Thanksgiving Day as well. They'll be closing at 2 p.m. So if you need your last-minute trimmings, fixins, desserts, whatever it may be, they are open at Rouse's Thanksgiving Day until 2 p.m. So if you need to get there, you can. Remember, they'll be open until 2 p.m. at all the Rouse's locations this Thursday for Thanksgiving. Wines, remember their Buy 4, Save More program allows you to get more wine at lesser prices, so you can try a lot of different interesting wines. Great opportunity here on Thanksgiving approaching. Make sure you got it over at Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com. Rouse's. This feels like home. Okay, y'all. Tuesday shows are powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. We'll knock out a break, go around the SEC when we come back. Got updated Heisman odds. Also, 2 former New Orleans Saints take the next step in their path toward the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We'll get to that. We've got a lot to do. The latest twist in the Brian Kelly buyout saga, that's coming up here in about 15 minutes. Dari Nowkhah, who you know from the SEC Network and ESPN, also does daily radio now in Oklahoma. So we'll take a look at the Sooners with Dari here in about 45 minutes. Sean Salsbury, Mike Triplett, Lee Sterling next hour. Ton to do because we're not going to be here Thursday, Friday, kind of combining some of our Thursday, Friday elements here throughout the first 3 days of the week. So we're looking forward to all that. Stick around. We'll go around the SEC next on AFR.
AFR.
Let's Rev, R-E-V, letsrev.com, letsrev.com. You ever just get super frustrated at super slow internet? Oh, we've all been there, man. The little spinning wheel, slamming your keyboard or your mouse, pounding the desk because it's so frustrating. Your internet's so slow. Storm comes, knocks the power out, knocks the internet out, knocks the cable out. You're so frustrated. Maybe that's just me because I get kind of angry about things. But it's annoying. Nobody wants that to happen. Rev can help. They're local and 5 gigs, lightning fast speeds, and backed by an all-fiber network. Fiber. It's buried under the ground. I mean, you don't have to worry about a storm coming knocking the power lines down. Let's Rev. Listen, more than 70,000 Louisiana homeowners and business owners trust Rev. You should as well. REV. 90 years of local experience. Let'sRev.com. Let'sRev.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Attention diesel mechanics. River Parish Contractors has an immediate full-time opening with benefits. Valid licenses and TWIC card is required to apply. Call or text Big Jake today at 985-479-9858 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on Apply Now. Come be part of the team that values hard work, has a high standard of excellence, and delivers projects on time and safely. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized, it'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Big cold jug of sweet tea. I make a little room and she climbs on up. Open up a throttle and stir a little dust.
Can you imagine the NIL deal Sunshine's going to do next year when Lane Kiffin's the coach? Woo! Shout out to Sunshine, hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. 10% off the tractor toys, the ride-in toys. Kids love to ride around those yards. Riding toys. So check them out over at Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. I mean, imagine one of those, like those little mini tractors your kids can ride around in the yard. Heck yeah, man. Go get one of those. It's Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Updated Heisman odds are out as well. So interesting. Fernando Mendoza, heavy favorite right now to win the Heisman Trophy. Got all this up at LouisianaSports.net, by the way, if you're interested. You can always get CFP, Heisman odds, hypothetical playoff lines, all that stuff. But Fernando Mendoza is your favorite, your betting favorite to win the Heisman Trophy, followed by Jeremiah Love. By the way, Mendoza is even money. Jeremiah Love, 3-1. Julian Sayin, 5-1. Diego Pavia, 6-1. Marcel Reed, 12-1. Gunnar Stockton, 50-1. That's about your list right there. A lot of SEC quarterbacks there in the mix. It'll be interesting to see what will happen with Diego Pavia. I'm actually a little stunned that Marcel Reed is down to 12-1. I mean, he's the quarterback of an undefeated football team, has had a fantastic year. To see him down at 12-1 is a bit surprising. He'll have a big opportunity on a big stage, and that's kind of, in line for A&M with just who they have or haven't played yet this year. I mean, they're 7-0 in the conference, and all 7 wins are against teams in the bottom half of the league. That's not their fault. They're playing the schedule that's there, and they've won all their games. But they haven't had the big stage like Mendoza did, going to Oregon and winning in Eugene the way that they did. Jeremiah Love, who just has had the best season, the best year of running back all season. Julian Sain, obviously, at Ohio State, as they've been undefeated as well. So be interesting to see what happens with Reed with the big stage this weekend against Texas. Same with Pavia, because if Diego Pavia and Vanderbilt beat Tennessee this weekend and get to 10-2, and you have an upset somewhere along the way. If Auburn manages to pull an upset, if LSU pulls an upset on Oklahoma, if Texas were to beat Texas A&M, very clearly open the door for a 10-2 Vanderbilt team to get into the college football playoff. And Diego Pavia would very likely have a seat there in New York at the Heisman ceremony. I don't know that he can win it, because I would assume Mendoza or Sayin right now would probably be the odds on, well, they are the odds on favorite, would probably lock it down after this weekend. But be interested to see if Pavia can find his way to New York. Lost this weekend, probably not. Win this weekend against Tennessee, they could make it interesting. All right, it's after further review. We're going to go around the SEC in just a second. We are brought to you by Arco Power Systems. Arco, that's ARCCO. Arco.com, Arco.com, Arco.com. And there's so many of you listen or watch online all over the region. I'm so grateful for that. I want to remind you that at Arco Power Systems, they service the entire region over at Arco Power Systems. So I'm talking about north. They got an office up in Little Rock, east to Mobile, west to San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, Austin, locations all over, offices all over the state of Louisiana as well. So make sure you check out Arco Power Systems. Sales, service, installation, maintenance, support, and emergency response. They offer all of it. The bottom line is if power goes out at your business, what do? That's not really an option for a lot of businesses. You have to have a plan, a backup power plan. Well, that's what this is. These are standby generators for your business, your commercial, industrial building. It's Arco Power Systems, reliable energy solutions no matter what type of business you're in. Arco.com, ARCCO. It's turnkey. Be proactive. Call Arco Power Systems, Arco.com, ARCCO, Arco.com. All right, we do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference. The Arkansas Razorbacks.
Bobby Petrino has been coy about potentially making a change at quarterback ahead of the final game of the season. Taylor Green left the loss to Texas after a bad interception in the second half. Petrino said Green tweaked his hamstring. And KJ Jackson, their backup, went into the games, a redshirt freshman, kind of gave a spark to the Arkansas offense. Petrino admitted Green is cleared to return, but they might keep Jackson in the game. So it'll be interesting to see. You don't see a little bit of KJ Jackson this weekend for Arkansas in their regular season finale against Mizzou.
Texas A&M!
Aggies running back Le'Veon Moss will probably not play against Texas, according to Mike Elko. Also, Reuben Owens, receiver Mario Craver. Those are players worth monitoring. Both dressed out against Samford, but did not play. Owens has a lower body injury suffered against South Carolina. Craver went down with a lower body injury against Missouri and limped into the injury tent. So likely held out last week against Samford because they didn't need him to get ready for Texas, but worth keeping an eye on.
The Auburn Tigers.
Defensive end Keldrick Falk is expected to play in the Iron Bowl after an injury. Interim coach DJ Durkin said doesn't have any concerns about the defensive end. The injury sustained against Mercer, he'll be good to go. Falk is a projected top half of round 1 pick in April's draft.
The Florida Gators.
Defensive back Cormani McClain avoided a significant injury in Saturday's loss to rival Tennessee. MRI was good news, although his status for Saturday's game against Florida State is unclear as of now. He was on crutches at halftime. McClain's played nearly 500 snaps, most significant action in the former Five-Star's collegiate career.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
Well, you hate to see this. 4-star offensive lineman Sam Utu has decommitted from Alabama. 6'5", 295 out of California. He's a top 10 offensive tackle in the country, top 100 overall prospect, but says, "Pah! Kalen DeBose, watching that thing burn from afar."
The Texas Longhorns.
And 3-star offensive lineman Caden Scherer has flipped from Stanford to Texas. He's out of Texas. 6'5", 285, the number 91 interior offensive lineman in the country. Took an official visit with the Longhorns this weekend and decided to flip. There you have it. That is Around the SEC. We are powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Visit sunequip.com, sunequip.com. And remember, Black Friday turns green this Friday over at Sunshine. Capitalize on the great deals. Sunequip.com, sunequip.com. Okay, final break here of hour number 1. When we come back, the Brian Kelly buyout saga takes another twist as BK's lawyers are now pointing the finger at LSU saying, well, I'll just tell you next. It's AFR.
AFR.
If you fill up Tiger Stadium 15 times, that'd be roughly 1.5 million people. That's how many realtors there are in the United States. Darren James ranked number 14 in the country when it comes to the numbers of homes sold. That's Wall Street Journal's Real Trends list. Think about what I just said. Fill up Tiger Stadium 15 times, and of all those people, Darren James ranked number 14. You need to get to a closing table. Need to sell your home fast for the most amount of money. You need the absolute best customer service experience with constant communication and results. Well, you need Darren James. So, call Darren. 335-7666, 335-7666, 335-7666. That's Darren Sell. Or go to agent225.com, agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Banking on the go? Our mobile app makes it effortless. But at Campus Federal, you're more than just an account number. We build relationships with our members, supporting you from saving for college to owning your first home. If you're buying a car, planning a home renovation, or a vacation, we're here to help. Campus Federal Credit Union, your trusted financial partner for every stage of life. Start your journey today.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builder School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
Join us for Friday's AFR live from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Sagamore Spirit Rye. We'll have craft cocktails and, of course, a fine premium cigar. Friday's AFR, presented by Sagamore Spirit.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
She likes the way it's pulling
Revving up hour number 1. Glad you're with us here. Dari Nowkhah of the SEC Network also does daily radio now in Oklahoma. We'll talk some Sooners with us here in about 25 minutes from right now. Lee Sterling, his best bets next hour. No show Thursday or Friday this week for Thanksgiving and or for Black Friday. So combining some of our Thursday, Friday elements here into the earlier days this week. So excited to have you aboard with us here. The Brian Kelly buyout saga took another twist on Monday night. ESPN was the first to report that they got a hold of a letter that Kelly's attorney sent to Salisbury, John Carmouche, who's a member of the LSU Board of Supervisors, saying that they reserve to seek the rights to the fullest, all damages to the fullest extent permitted by law. Basically, what they're arguing here is that LSU's position that they never actually fired Brian Kelly, and now that they're firing him for cause, or they're exercising the for cause clause in his contract. Subsequently, Kelly's attorneys filing lawsuit for the full amount of the $54 million. Kelly's attorneys are saying that's harming his opportunity to get a new job. Quote, LSU's conduct, this is from the letter, Kelly's attorneys to Salisbury and John Carmouche. LSU's conduct continues to harm Coach Kelly, particularly during this critical hiring period. They're not wrong. The thing that's maybe most notable here is there is a clause in Brian Kelly's buyout which states he, quote, must exercise due diligence and good faith in seeking qualifying employment. Remember, Brian Kelly's buyout, the $54 million, is offset by the salary he would get at a new job. Now, that's coaching or TV, whatever it may be. So LSU obviously wants Brian Kelly to get a new job because it'll lessen the amount of the buyout that they would owe him. Brian Kelly's attorneys are saying he can't get a job because y'all keep talking about all this for cause stuff and you didn't really fire him, but now you have really fired him and everything, making it impossible for him to get a job. So there's a reason he's not working and looking for a job in good faith because, well, he can't get a job because of what you're doing. They're not wrong. You know, the point that I think I made when all of this started, I still hold and believe this. LSU signed Brian Kelly to this contract. They fired him because of his on-field performance, having nothing to do with for cause or what happened away from the field. You know that, I know that. Intellectually, if we're being honest with each other, we all know why Brian Kelly was fired. They didn't run him out the day after Texas A&M because they just had something revealed to them as a for cause reason to fire him. So they've gone through all these legal shenanigans about, well, he wasn't actually fired, but now he is fired and we're firing him for cause. No one should take this seriously. And maybe they're trying to use their legalese, letter of the law, to try to get around it. But there's 2 points. One is the reason LSU is doing this is because they don't want to pay a $54 million buyout. That's not an easy thing for LSU to do. It's what we've talked about since the day LSU signed him that contract. For better or worse, LSU and Brian Kelly are financially bound to each other for a decade because LSU is not a program that can easily afford a $54 million buyout. You can't stroke that check, and you don't want to keep paying him $800K a month over the next 6 years. I get it. But also, you signed him to that contract. And so I think the rest of the college football world is watching how LSU handles Brian Kelly in this situation. And LSU is not passing this test because they are not operating. LSU is not operating in good faith. So I hope this doesn't deter or harm LSU's ability to hire a coach. It doesn't seem like it will. And as I understand, we've already talked about this before, the for cause thing. I understand it that forgive me, I'm sorry. I got distracted by a text. Every time my phone pings right now and I see something, I get a little distracted as a just in case. But I was saying something about for cause. Anyway, bottom line is, I think the college football world is paying attention. Oh, that was it. I think LSU, early in their hiring process, was communicating with their candidates, notably Lane Kiffin, what was coming with the for cause firing and all that sort of stuff, and why they were going about doing it. So, doesn't seem like it's acting as a deterrent. We'll see how the next contract is structured, presumably for Lane Kiffin, but in any event, that's where it is. That's where it is right now. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're with us. We'll knock out a quick break. Top of the hour is coming up. We're brought to you by Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com. Kill mold, remove odor. Go to parishrestoration.com. They'll spray that patented non-toxic dry fog treatment. If you have mold in your house, think you might. Maybe someone in your office building is sick. You've got flu, COVID, cold, whatever going around. Let them come. They'll spray. It'll sanitize the entire thing. Have it clean smelling as well. Home, vehicle, office building, large commercial building. They can do it all at Parish Restoration. Go to parishrestoration.com. Parishrestoration.com for your trusted mold remediation and restoration experts. Parishrestoration.com. Okay, all SportsCenter's coming up. Then we'll talk about the Saints getting a new place kicker.
AFR.
Put a button here on hour number one. We're glad you're hanging out with us here, and always glad to tell you about Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. You know, you'll hear Brandon Holly from time to time say, you know, windows, door siding, do shutters too, but our number one product is always customer satisfaction. That may sound like a line that you would use in an advertisement, but Brandon has told me for as long as I've known him that as a business owner, you have to be willing to spend your last dollar to make your customer happy. And when that is the mindset of the owner and the CEO and the founder, and it trickles down to every person in that organization, you understand the customer service experience you are going to get with Relief Windows. You'll get expertly trained people, measure techs that measure twice, install techs that install flawlessly, an actual service crew that if you have need for service, they will be there for you. It's Relief Windows. Check them out online, reliefwindows.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builder School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
Lockmair, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades. But our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lockmair, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Chiefs running back Isaiah Pacheco is ready to return. Pacheco, out the last month with a right knee injury, will be available Thursday against the Cowboys, according to Coach Andy Reid. This will be the first Thanksgiving Day game for KC since 2006. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes.
I think we're excited to get to go out there and play on Thanksgiving against a really good football team and the whole world watching. They're kind of in the same situation as us. It's kind of all on the line. You got to go out there every single week and play your best football, and they've responded these last few weeks and played really good football, so it'll be a great challenge for us.
Chiefs currently 10th in the AFC, Cowboys 10th in the NFC. Steelers coach Mike Tomlin told reporters he's got great optimism regarding quarterback Aaron Rodgers' potential return from a fractured left wrist versus the Bills Sunday. Injured Pittsburgh starters, left tackle Broderick Jones and defensive tackle Derek Harmon, are both out. Oklahoma State hiring North Texas's Eric Morris as its new football coach. He will remain with the Mean Green the rest of this season. North Dakota State agreed in principle to a new 7-year contract with coach Tim Polasek. He has been pursued by multiple FBS schools.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Wednesday, there might not be any super teams, but I'm ready to tell you which ones I'm ready to pencil into the NFL Final Four. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Muso. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Dari, Nowkhah, 15 minutes. Talk a little Oklahoma Sooners. Lee Sterling at the end of this hour. We'll get Lee's best bets for the weekend. Lee's usually with us on Thursdays, but no show obviously on Thanksgiving. So we'll get Lee's best bets coming up a little bit later this hour. The news that we had anticipated did come on Tuesday. The Saints, after working out several place kickers, did in fact cut Blake Grupe and have reportedly signed former LSU Tiger Cade York. This should come as no great surprise. Maybe the only surprise that they cut Blake Grupe is because the Saints finally held someone accountable for being bad at their job. That's something they don't really like to do. But you can like Blake Grupe, and I think he was a really interesting story, right? The UDFA out of Notre Dame, the story about him getting stopped by the security guard at the stadium who didn't realize he was actually on the team. You know, we had a chance at Media Row at Super Bowl to talk to Blake Grupe. I mean, he was bebopping around one day as we were starting a show. I believe it was like literally the first segment of the show. Maybe was it our first day? Was it Monday?
It was Monday, February the 3rd.
Yeah, so the first day of Media Row, before I'm going on, Blake Grupe's just walking around Media Row. So we snag him, and he comes and sits down with us. Like, we literally started our entire Super Bowl week with Blake Grupe, and he really kind of expressed how much he and his wife or fiance, is married or fiance?
Girlfriend is what he referred to her as.
Were we're loving living in New Orleans.
A lot more, access to training down here. The facility is literally right down the street. Warmer weather. I'm an outdoors guy. Like fishing, hunting. I've done all kinds of stuff down here that I, different critters than in Missouri. So
yeah, man.
Yeah, it's been fun. I enjoy it down here. Good weather, good golf. My girlfriend's from around here. She's from Morgan City, so it's been awesome. I really enjoy it down here, and I'd honestly really call it my home right now.
So there's that piece of it where you can feel terrible about it for the person. And I think Blake Grupe was very much like that. As I was told someone at the Saints facility today that when he was cut, he had tears in his eyes. And I understand it, man. I mean, it's the first time in his career he's gone through that after making the team. And the Saints kind of made a commitment to him in 2023. And it's just, it comes to this where he didn't deliver. I mean, ultimately, the NFL is a production business. You're getting better or you're getting worse. And unfortunately, Blake Grupe cost this team opportunities to win games. You look at that final score against Arizona. He in that opener, missed a kick from inside of 40. You lost that game 20-13, but you would have been driving for a potential game-winning score there at the end of that game. A week later against San Francisco, he missed a kick. You lost that one 26-21. You lost by 5. You would have an opportunity, been within 3, to be driving for a game-winning field goal instead of needing a touchdown there. I'm not saying you would have won these games, but it changes the whole dynamic of these games. He missed one against Seattle. He missed 2 against the Giants. He was 4 of 6 that day. And then he hit 4 of 4 in the game against New England, but then he just kept missing. He missed another one against the Bears. He had made 3 in a row, one each against Tampa, the Rams, and Carolina. But then, man, on Sunday, missing 2 kicks from inside of 50 yards, one from inside of 40. You got to be able to convert a 38-yarder and a 47-yarder automatic in the NFL. And right now, Blake Grupe leads the league with 8 misses. He's 18 of 26, 69.2%, when the standard, the threshold in the NFL is going to be above 80% to be an NFL kicker. And he's below 70. There's just no justification for continuing to allow him to run out there and cost your team opportunities. So it's what it is, man. And the sort of insult to injury here is this comes on the same day. The Saints were working out kickers a day ago, the same day that Denver signed Will Lutz to a contract extension. And my goodness, Broncos Twitter's having a field day with this one. The Broncos 365 Twitter account has this post, Sean Payton doesn't miss, quote tweeting Ari Myrov, noting that the Saints are releasing Blake Grupe after he missed 2 field goals on Sunday, and New Orleans traded Lutz to Denver in 2023 in order to make Blake Grupe their kicker. Way to go, Mick. You picked wrong again. And you just think about what a disaster special teams have been for this team. The atrocity it was early in that game against Seattle, Grupe's misses. You've totally missed on Kai Kroger, who might be the worst punter in the league right now. I mean, even just think back to letting Thomas Morstead go, who's still in the league kicking consistently. You're just a terrible front office that has just missed consistently draft, free agency, your own players. I mean, Caden Ellis is out there hip drop tackling Alvin Kamara over the weekend. I mean, he's a starting linebacker in the NFL. You just keep missing over and over again. It's why it's hard for me to feel any degree of confidence that this front office, the one that got you into this mess, is going to get you out of it. Well, you have to have a kicker. Kellen Moore was asked on Monday if Charlie Smith was an option. Remember, it was part of the international program, was battling with Grupe in camp for the job.
Yeah, he's definitely part of this process. He gets better each and every week. He gets to go through this journey. Obviously, it's been a fun journey for him, unique. Joining the NFL with the international program. I thought training camp, he kicked it really well, and you could see the progress he made through preseason. And he continues to get his kicking sessions in each and every week. He gets a couple of those each week, just like the starters do, and so it provides him that opportunity to continue to grow as well.
So Charlie Smith is there. And then we find out that the New Orleans Saints also added former LSU Tiger, Cade York. Now, York is York's one that if he can ever figure it out, could be awesome. He's only 24 years old, and he was a 4th-round pick of the Cleveland Browns back in the 2022 draft. So you're talking about a guy in Cade York who was that physically gifted that an NFL team used a 4th-round pick on a kicker. And in his rookie season in 22, he just struggled in Cleveland in 22. And then in 24 was with 2 different teams, Washington and Cincinnati, and then has not kicked in the NFL yet this year. So for his career, Cade York is 33 of 45 on field goals. That's 73%. Again, not good enough. It's why he's been sort of a vagabond kicker here. But the ability is undeniable. Listen, Kevin Stefanski was the coach there in Cleveland that drafted Cade York in the 4th round and talked about, this was back in August of 2023. So it was in training camp of 23 when they cut him before his 2nd year in the NFL. So he played that rookie season for Cleveland, then got cut and didn't kick in the NFL in 2023, at least not in a game. This was Stefanski on why they moved on from Cade York.
I think, as you can imagine, Tom, those are conversations you have throughout training camp, throughout this whole month, things that you talk about internally, and ultimately, Andrew felt like the decision there would bring in a veteran kicker, and we're excited to add Dustin to this group. He'll be here today. But it's a tough decision. All these are tough decisions. But those are all things that you're constantly talking about.
So from being cut at the start of his 2nd season to some highs. Look, he set a Cincinnati Bengals record with a 59-yarder back in December a season ago. This was the call.
Good snap. The kick has the distance, and it is good. Boy, he got it by the skin of his teeth. And York with a 59-yarder to get the Bengals a 17-0 halftime lead.
So the leg talent is undeniable. If he can ever develop consistency, he could be an awesome kicker. We'll see how it goes for the remainder of the season as the Saints are trying to figure out help on special teams, just like trying to figure out help everywhere on that roster. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're with us. We're brought to you by Evamore, E-V-A-M-O-R, Evamore.com, Evamore.com. Drink Evamore, natural artesian water, better tasting water, a healthier form of hydration, a better form of hydration. Y'all, with cold and flu season coming around, you got to stay hydrated. You want to help your immune system? Drink plenty of water, stay hydrated. Drink a better form of hydration. Drink Evamore, a great Louisiana product, E-V-A-M-O-R, Evamore.com, Evamore.com. Drink Evamore. Ask for it by name at great local retailers. Okay, let me knock out a break. Come back, talk a little bit about the Sooners. Dari Nowkhah of the SEC Network will be here. Stick around with us. Glad you're here on a Tuesday edition of AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
AFR.
If you got pain that you've dealt with for a long time, you've just lived in pain, or maybe you recently had surgery or some type of injury and you're struggling to recover from it, you know there are non-surgical, non-pharmaceutical options that are amazing. You can find them at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I do a daily injection in my back. A tiny little needle, you don't even feel it. But I do it daily. And I am feeling as good as I have felt in for as long as I can remember. But there's also non-pharmaceutical options for things like anxiety and gut health and libido and so many other things. If you want to feel your best, live your fullest life, man, life's too short to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. Let them help at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Attention diesel mechanics. River Parish Contractors has an immediate full-time opening with benefits. Valid licenses and TWIC card is required to apply. Call or text Big Jake today at 985-479-9858 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on Apply Now. Come be part of the team that values hard work, has a high standard of excellence, and delivers projects on time and safely. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Banking on the go? Our mobile app makes it effortless. But at Campus Federal, you're more than just an account number. We build relationships with our members, supporting you from saving for college to owning your first home. If you're buying a car, planning a home renovation, or a vacation, we're here to help. Campus Federal Credit Union, your trusted financial partner for every stage of life. Start your journey today.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunnyquip.com.
Join us for Friday's AFR live from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Sagamore Spirit Rye. We'll have craft cocktails and, of course, a fine premium cigar. Friday's AFR, presented by Sagamore Spirit.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google, based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. The Tigers are on the hunt. Let's head behind enemy lines to preview this week's matchup.
Gritty, a guy who does the things that are asked of him. May not be the most prolific quarterback in the SEC, but he finds a way to make the plays for them when those plays are needed, whether they're in the pass game or the run game. Leadership, I think he shows that moxie, the spunk that you want from your quarterback. Does a very good job for their football team and leading them to the position they're in now, which is a top 10 team in the country.
That's Frank Wilson talking about Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer. The Tigers and the Sooners Saturday in Norman. First time ever these two will tangle there in Norman, Oklahoma. Dari, Nowkhah, SEC Network. Also, middays on the ref there in Norman and OKC. Good to have you, man. How are you?
I'm good, brother. How are you, man?
Boy, that's a really complicated question to ask after the last month we've had, Dari. I'm just going to say I'm doing great, and we'll just move on. Hey,
yeah, that's good.
This is, I would imagine Saturday is going to be a massive environment with the college football playoff on the line. Give me some sense, Dari, if you would, the significance of this game for the Oklahoma program.
It's absolutely massive, Matt. I remember about a month ago sitting there, and Oklahoma was 6-2, and we were having daily conversations about, man, that last 4-game stretch is pretty nasty. At Tennessee, at Bama, and then Mizzou and LSU at home. And what would it take? What would they have to go to not have to make a coaching change? Is 2-2 good enough? 3-1 seemed like a real stretch. 1-3 maybe would be possible. I mean, that's a pretty gross set of games to finish with after a brutal schedule. And now to realize we're sitting here, on Tuesday going into that game, and they're 3-0 in that stretch, and now with a chance to get somewhere that nobody realistically, you'd hear people that would kind of just off the cuff, kind of randomly pick, I think OU could be a playoff. I don't think anybody that really follows them every day believes that, not with the schedule they had. And so that makes this game absolutely enormous. I think people thought clearing the Missouri hurdle would be tougher than clearing the LSU hurdle. And now that the Missouri hurdle is cleared, I think everybody's now focused clearly on LSU and just hoping that Oklahoma comes out with the focus and the attention to detail needed. But it's huge. It's going to be an incredible atmosphere, man. The weather, from what I understand, is not going to be very good, but the atmosphere should be great.
Dari, the first month of the season, John Mateer was awesome. Then he had the hand injury. We all saw what happened against Texas. The stats really haven't been there, but, you watch every snap of every game. So give me a sense, if you would, of maybe how much better John Mateer has played since we saw him in that loss to Texas.
Well, there's times, Matt, when he's not playing any better. Now, they're not turning the ball over, so that's big. The last 2 games, no turnovers, and that certainly has mattered. In fact, you could go back to Tennessee 3 games ago, and there was an interception late in that fourth quarter on a pass that just never should have been called, never should have been thrown. But no, so he's taking care of the football. But I think the biggest thing is this is an offense that frankly does not look like it has any identity. It wants to run the ball, but it doesn't commit enough to it to really give it an opportunity to get going. And there's no downfield passing, none. And I think that's a combination of receivers that just cannot get open down the field, and John Mateer, who is not accurate throwing down the field. I think there are people that still want to blame the thumb or the hand. I'm not one of them by any stretch. I believe if he's played this much ball since that surgery, then he's healthy. I don't think that's it. And there's questions about a lot of his decisions. He'll have, for instance, in this last game against Missouri, he's got a receiver, Giovanni Gibson, on a quick slant on a 3rd and 2 that's wide open for a first down. And then he's got Satania covered tightly one-on-one down the field, and he makes the down-the-field throw. Well, the first down throw was right there. And I think, you watch enough of this team play, you can go back to the Texas game, the Ole Miss game, and see decisions that he made that just did not seem like that could possibly have been the best decision. So there's questions about all that. People love his makeup. They love his toughness. I like him in the run game. LSU has a really difficult time giving up, slowing quarterbacks down that can run. We know that. So maybe that's going to be a big piece of it. But it has not been a John Mateer that I think Oklahoma hoped to have. And some of it's physical limitations, but some of it, frankly, is just decision-making in the moment.
Dari Nowkhah is with us at ESPN. Dari, also the ref there, Norman, from 9 to noon weekdays. Okay, so how do you sort of, we could quantify, but qualify the challenge against this LSU defense, which, Dari, is really good. And LSU's had to ask this defense to be outstanding all season, even have a shot because the offense is so bad. But let's just focus on that side of the ball. How do you think this Oklahoma offense matches up against a really talented LSU defense?
Yeah, I think they're going to want to utilize. I think you're going to probably see Mateer 15 to 20 designed runs because, we've seen, if you go back, and you've seen it, obviously, but I was just looking at some of these games in conference play and LSU against quarterbacks that can move. They give up, upwards of 200 yards on the ground against the Ole Misses and South Carolinas and, A&Ms. And I'm not saying Mateer is those guys, but he can certainly make plays on the ground. I think that's going to be a big thing. I don't know how much they try the halfback run. They just don't seem to commit to it. Their game is a lot of just short, passes to the sideline. They need to utilize Jaron Canick, the tight end, a little bit more and get the ball in Satania's hands as much as possible. I'd like to see Deion Burks get the football more. He's having a hard time getting open. It's been disappointing for him this year, no doubt, but I think that's what you're going to get. It's an offense that's a little bit looks discombobulated. It looks as though there's not really a plan. They talk all the time about doing enough to win, and it's a very conservative offense that does not want to turn the football over and put the defense in a bad spot. Because if they continue to win the field position game, and with their special teams, they will. They've got the best kicker in the country and maybe the best punter in Grayson Miller. Don't hurt the defense. So you're going to see a lot of conservative play calling, short passes. they'll try the run game. I don't know how successful it'll be. And then I think what plays Monsour can make with his legs. He's the kind of quarterback that you can get him. You can get OU in 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, but then he can break your back on with a 9-yard run to pick up a first down. And it's going to look choppy. That's just the way the offense looks. It's going to look choppy, and they're going to hope to get the ball in the hands of the playmakers, and that's Isaiah Sategna's playmaker number 1.
So what you're telling me is take the under in this football game.
I was just told. Well, I didn't know what the over-under. I was just told 36.5.
Is that I haven't looked? No, I haven't even looked at it. It's 36.5 is the total.
Oh, their whole philosophy really, and they'll tell you that, is like, yes, do enough on a complimentary football, right? So if the defense is extraordinary, which it is, and the special teams are extraordinary, which it is, and if you're on the 37-yard line, you don't need to try to take a risk to get the ball downfield because Tate Sandell will hit from 54, then that's what you do. So, yes, take the damn under, man, no doubt.
This is Kirk Ferentz's dream scenario. A total in the mid-30s. Jeez. Dari Nowkhah is with us.
Wow.
So, but that does speak to how good both of these defenses at times have been, and I think Oklahoma is the best defense in the SEC. So what has made them so good this year, Dari, on that side of the ball?
Oh, Brent Venables is special. But it's not only is it his play calling, which is incredibly creative. You watch the movement before the snap. It's almost as fun as actually watching the plays develop themselves. You've got guys that you knew you'd have. Now, they haven't had our Mason for the last 2.5 ball games, and I don't know that they'll have him for this one either. But there's incredible depth. There's depth at tackle. They've got 2 guys they'll start, Dominic Williams and Grayson Halton, and then they'll rotate in 2 more, David Stone and Jaden Jackson, for the next series. They stay fresh that way. They'll rotate their defensive ends. And then they've got a couple of guys that they didn't, you didn't expect to be superstars potentially, and they are. And that's Taylor Wine, number 44, defensive end, and Owen Heineke, a linebacker, at number 38. And that is in addition to veterans like Kobe McKenzie and Kip Lewis. So there's a phenomenal freshman cornerback that, I'm sure LSU will try to test, number 4, Cortland Guillory. But outside of him, they're very experienced in the backfield. So it's a combination of experience, a little bit of pleasant surprises from guys they didn't necessarily expect to get a lot from, and then just extraordinary depth up front. And it starts on that defensive line. They're so good at getting pressure, especially interior pressure, which can blow plays up before they get a chance to get started. But then again, BB is so creative, man. He's so creative on that defensive side.
Couple more minutes here with Dari Nowkhah. That's horrifying against a really bad LSU offensive line. It's just a terrible matchup for the Tigers.
And it looks like a banged up one too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to. Their center Braylon Moore is a Virginia Tech transfer, has been their best guy all year. He's not going to play in this game. It's just Ori Williams, who had kind of taken over one of the tackle spots. He's not going to play in this game either. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
The under is very much in play. Yeah. You mentioned special teams, and I do like to ask about the third phase. That's been a problem for LSU. Walk me through, if you would, just the high points there for OU.
Well, let's start with their kicker, Tate Sandell, who's a Groza finalist. He's made his last 22 field goals. He's 7 for 7 from 50 plus, and he's hit 4 from exactly 55 yards. He missed his first field goal of the season. It was against Michigan, and he's made 22 since. He's got incredible. And I'm telling you, man, you remember like the arena goalposts, how skinny they are?
Oh yeah.
You could use that, and he'd probably still be 22 for 23. He is down the middle. They trust him with any situation, 55 and in, any of it, and he'll probably hit. So they've got him, which buys your offense a lot of leash because you don't have to take those chances if you're on that 34, 35, 36-yard line. You'll take the 3 points. The second thing is their punter, Grayson Miller. He punted 9 times against Missouri. 5 of those went for 50-plus. 4 of those pinned him inside the 20, and 1 late in the fourth quarter, a big one inside the 10. He's been great all year. He's a transfer from Central Oklahoma. Cover teams have been good. They did give up 1 punt return touchdown against Texas, Ryan Niblett. Outside of that, they've been sensational. And Sategna, as a return guy, he's had a couple of fumbles in those scenarios, 1 big one against Ole Miss. but he is so fast and explosive that if he gets that, if he's able to return it, look out. So special teams is a real plus for Oklahoma.
Hey, Dari, before you go, time very much appreciated. I think we've probably already touched on it plenty, but what do you think is Brent Venables' blueprint on Saturday to get a win and very likely punch a ticket to the playoff?
Yeah, I think it's make Michael Van Buren very, very uncomfortable with, again, a lot of creative looks. If Van Buren thinks he's going to drop back and take off up the middle, he's not. Interior pressure is going to be key. You can see that, in other games that they've played. So I think it's heat him up from all angles. That's BB's thing. Never let him know where you're coming from. Keep him uncomfortable in the pocket. It worked beautifully against Ty Simpson in Tuscaloosa. And I think you ride that defense and special teams. And if your offense can give you, 2 touchdowns, then I think he thinks he's got a really good chance to win, and he's probably right.
Get him on Twitter at ESPN Dari. Of course, see Dari Nowkhah on the SEC Network, but you also hear him on the ref there, Norman and OKC, talking about the Sooners every single day. Hey, man, we always appreciate it. Thanks for the time. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours.
Hey, you as well, and I look forward to talking to you on my show tomorrow morning. Thanks, buddy.
We'll do it, man. We appreciate it. That is Dari Nowkhah hanging out with us here for a couple of minutes. We're brought to you by First South Farm Credit, firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. Thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. Again, you can log on to firstsouthland.com. We're nearing the end of the year. Maybe you're thinking about that tax write-off. You're buying timber property, recreational timber property could be a great opportunity for a tax strategy. Talk to your CPA to see if that's something that might make sense. Or maybe, right now you're in hunting season and you're tired of sharing that lease. This is a good time to call our friends over at First South Farm Credit to start that process toward owning your own land. It's First South Farm Credit. Go to firstsouthland.com. That's firstsouthland.com. Land's a finite resource, y'all. It ain't never going down in value and ain't making more of it. So you want to get your own, First South Farm Credit can help. firstsouthland.com. That's firstsouthland.com. Pretty remarkable story with Monsour Delane, who today was named a Thorp finalist. I want to put some perspective on this. We'll do it next, and then Lee Sterling in about 15 minutes with his best bets for the week. Don't move. It's AFR.
After further review.
Rolling through toward the holidays, and I know whenever we get past Thanksgiving, especially when we get to like the middle of December, a lot of people start to coast toward the end of the year. You take a lot of time off. You spend time with family. You're putting 2025 to bed. Start to think about 2026. Okay, if that's where you are, then you need to get in touch with Glow Resources now. Glow Resources, home base is right here in Baton Rouge in New Orleans, but they've got offices all over the Southeast, and they serve businesses all over the country. It doesn't matter what job you're trying to fill. These are permanent solutions. They're trying to find you, not a temp staff. This isn't a temp staffing agency. They're trying to find you permanent solutions for that hard-to-hire job. You need to get in touch with Glow Resources and see how they can help make your business more efficient by finding the right people. GLO, glowresources.com.
Trust isn't given. It's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. My whole team on wild.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
She thinks my tractor's sexy.
Big shout out as always to our friends over at Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. You can always visit sunequip.com. They're turning Black Friday green over at Sunshine. Great deals as well. 10% off John Deere tractor toys and their riding toys over at Sunshine. Kids love to ride around the yard in their big green tractor. You can do that. Great opportunity this Christmas to have that green tractor under the tree. Sunshine, 10% off all toys here as Black Friday turns green over at Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. The Jim Thorpe Award has recognized their 3 finalists. Of course, the Jim Thorpe Award goes to the best defensive back in college football. And the 3 finalists are Caleb Downs from Ohio State, Leonard Moore from Notre Dame, and Monsour Delane from LSU. So, first of all, I think this is pretty remarkable here for Delane. In a season where he has largely not even been targeted at all because he has just shut down one side of the field. I remember very similarly the year Patrick Peterson won the Thorpe in 2010. It was actually Mo Claiborne that had the better stats because nobody looked at Patrick Peterson. He had 2 years of dominance. And so teams are like, just don't throw at 7. Go to the other side of the field. Of course, a year later, Claiborne won the Thorpe in 2011. But it is it's something that Delane taking on everybody's number one, and he talked about this last week. He talked about this as something that he really embraced, being the guy to go shut down one side of the field.
I live for that challenge. That's why I came to LSU. That's why, I grew up to play this game, is to thrive in those moments and show up when your name's called. And that's how you make a name for yourself. Not, when nobody's looking at you or the game's not dependent on you, but what are you going to do when, the game's on the line and, you have to play for your brothers and people are looking for you to, step up.
The other thing about Delane that I find to be pretty fascinating here is, and we learned this week, but Monsour Delane has been playing with a core injury. And so he sat out the game against Western Kentucky this past weekend. And as I sort of understand it, it was very much one of those precautionary things where you realize he's got a future. Like, he's got millions of dollars on the line. And he's been playing with this injury for a while, and so it was an opportunity to shut it down, a game against Western Kentucky that you were going to win anyway. So, it got a little dicey. But even still, Delane the stats aren't going to pop. He's got on the season 41 tackles, just 2 interceptions, 10 pass breakups, 12 passes defensed. But it's really been, the opportunities that when teams, sometimes foolishly, even throw at him, he's only been targeted 34 times the entire season. I mean, in 11 games this year, he's been targeted 34 times. So you think about it, it's an average of 3 times. Like against Clemson, they went at him 8 times. Florida went at him 6 times, paid the price. Like, that's the most. Louisiana Tech threw at him 4 times. Southeastern didn't throw at him once. Ole Miss only threw at him twice. South Carolina threw at him twice at the game-ending play that he had the PBU. Vanderbilt only threw at him 1 time. Texas A&M and Alabama, A&M threw at him twice. Alabama threw at him 4 times. I mean, and on 34 targets, he's only given up 13 catches. On 34 targets, he's given up 13 catches. He's been insane. And he's the best cornerback in the country. It's why everybody in the draft, everybody's got him as a first-round pick in the draft. So it's remarkable the season he's had. And as I learned yesterday, or Monday, when I went over to the football ops building, as I was walking in, Monsour Delane and his dad were walking out. They were having meetings with the coaching staff. So, I mean, it's pretty standard, right, as he's preparing for the draft and all that stuff. And there's scouts and all different types of stuff all over the building. And when I asked about this abdominal issue, it turns out Delane has had this abdominal issue since fall camp. And instead of shutting it down, he wanted to go battle for a starting job, which ultimately we know he won. He's your best cornerback, clearly. But it's amazing that he has basically been managing this medically. He has played this well with this issue all year that he's just been managing pain tolerance with treatment. I mean, I don't think Monsour Delane's going to win the Thorp. I think he is certainly the best cornerback in the country. I think Caleb Downs is going to win this award because we see this all the time with these national awards. You have to have a lot of name recognition before you can win the award. Look, Grant Delpit was the best defensive back in college football in 2018. He didn't win the Thorp. He won it the next year in 2019 when he didn't have as good a year, largely because he was battling injury. We've all been aware of Caleb Downs for 2 years. Since he started at Alabama, now he's been at Ohio State. Caleb Downs is likely going to win this award. Let's just be very honest with it. But that doesn't detract from the fact that Delane, who the stats don't pop because he hasn't been targeted really at all this year and doing it while battling injury, is just remarkable. So, I mean, that's one where LSU in the portal very clearly hit. They went and found a guy they thought was the best defensive back in the portal. They got him to Baton Rouge. Corey Raymond coached him up and turned him into what's going to be a first-round pick and did it while battling an injury this year. So, congrats to Monsour Delane Thorp Award finalists. Those, of course, will be announced at the College Football Awards show. It'll likely be Caleb Downs, but Downs, Leonard Moore from Notre Dame, and Monsour Delane are your 3 Thorp Award finalists, and very well-deserved there for the LSU senior. All right, it's after further review, y'all. Let me knock out a quick break. We'll come back. Lee Sterling, usually with us on Thursday. No show on Thanksgiving, so he'll join us here when we come back. Lee Sterling's best bets for the football weekend. We'll get to it next on AFR.
After further review.
If you haven't done it yet, call River City's 1 hour air. And, we're kind of jockeying back and forth now between heater and AC. And yesterday in our bedroom, the AC, for whatever reason, the humidity was high. So Erica begged me, she said, please call River City's 1 hour air today. Haven't done it yet, so I actually need to do that. Maybe I'll do that at the break. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. Spell it out. Remember, when you call River City's 1 hour air, you are always going to have a living, breathing human answer the phone. You're not going to a call center. You're not going to some answering service. You're not going to be answered by a robot or by AI. They have a living, breathing human that you're going to talk to. So if you call right now, try it. It's 443. They'll always answer the phone. 752-0001, 752-0001. They'll come out nights and weekends. But call right now. Schedule your preseason heater safety check. Maybe it's 80 degrees today. Got an issue with your AC. They'll come out and help. It's River City's 1 hour air, 752-0001. Whether they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient. And the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I received at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Place your bets, gentlemen.
It's time to head to the window.
Don't gamble it all in one place.
This is Lee Sterling's Best Bets, brought to you by Paramount Sports.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2. Sean Salsbury is coming up here in about 15 minutes from right now. We'll miss Lee on Thanksgiving Day, so let's get those bets in right now. Lee Sterling, ParamountSports.com, joins us. How are you, man?
I'm good. Can't complain, except for my Twitter/X being hacked/hijacked. Everything else is good. So if you get a DM from me, it was hacked 5 days ago, to vote for me on some Spotify, Apple thing, just don't click the link. Please don't.
I did get that DM.
Okay.
I'm very glad I didn't click the link. Okay. Good to know. All right. Sorry to hear that, man. That sucks.
It's all right. We'll get it back.
Yeah,
we'll
hopefully
get
it gets rectified.
Yeah.
All right. Let's jump into it, man. Tulane, possibly an eye on the college football playoff. They're a big favorite over Charlotte. 30? It's a big number, Lee. What are we thinking here?
It is. Prior head coach of this 1-11 straight-up team that averaged 13 points per game often spoke of how faith in God drove the program. Well, blessings from above are in effect here. Number Georgia took it easy on the 49ers because they were looking ahead to Georgia Tech in playoff games. I don't know if number 424 Tulane is going to be so nice here. How about this? They play 3 different quarterbacks. The best quarterback has a 4-2 touchdown to interception ratio. Their leading rusher for the year has 256 yards and 1 touchdown here. I think Tulane wins this game by 40 here, 50-10.
Okay. Big number. Tulane with the cover. Tennessee Vandy is going to be fascinating. Lee, did I say this is the first time in the history of this series both teams are ranked? Well, Vandy maybe needs a little help, but with a win, they got an argument for the college football playoff. Vols are a 2.5-point favorite. How do you like it?
Yeah, if they win this game, I think they should be in. And a couple of teams like Utah have no business being there. They gave up 470 yards rushing last week to a team that was like at 500. So crazy. Now, last year they lost 36-23 at home to Tennessee, and it wasn't as close as the score would indicate. They were outstatted, 528 to 212. So they're going to have to play much better. Here's the problem: Tennessee goes fast, number 13th in fastest paced offenses, average 73 plays. Vandy just doesn't have that depth on defense to rotate enough players here. So I think they've closed the gap here. But is it enough to stop Joey Swagular and his teammates? Maybe not enough. I like Tennessee here, 35-28.
That is the first time I've heard Joey Swagular. If that's a thing that's been said all year, I apologize. That's really good.
No, I came up with it.
I love it. Print the T-shirts.
You can use it.
I will. All right. This is one that I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. Ole Miss, Mississippi State, with all the dynamics around Lane Kiffin. Okay, you have a feel some way, so let me know what you're thinking here. Rebs are a 7.5-point road favorite in Starkville.
Well, obviously, the Lane Kiffin whole situation has to be that, I don't know, you could say it's like a gray cloud hanging over the team, probably worse. These kids are talking about it, their families. It is a huge distraction. Now you got to play your biggest rival on the road. I think Trinidad Chambliss has kind of leveled off here. Now you see why, he's not an NFL prospect. Look good for 3 or 4 weeks, and they can spot his tendencies here, and teams are game planning against him here. I think Mississippi State's going to throw the kitchen sink at him here. Stark Vegas is going to be absolute nuts here. I think Ole Miss escapes 34-31. Wouldn't shock me if Mississippi State wins the game.
Okay. That's going to be a fascinating theater. Every LSU fan is going to be watching 11 a.m. on Friday. Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports. Do not go to his Twitter, especially DMs right now. Right. We hope you get it back. Rivalry weekend, a couple of other big ones, Lee. How about A&M and Texas? Is another team obviously playing not only for the college football playoff, but for a berth in the SEC championship. Aggies at Horns. A&M, a 2.5-point road favorite. They get it done?
What did you think the line was going to be in this game, or what do you think it should have been?
That's I thought it would be bigger, but I would assume maybe some of the point spread value for Texas has shifted because of the way they've played offensively the past few weeks.
That's right. So I usually I just put the estimate of the line on Sunday morning. I guess the line, and then I see what it is. And I put out 4.5 is what the line should be. They're going to make it 2.5. Bingo.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're tempting me here, but I think Texas is good. I don't know if they're good enough here. I think Texas A&M is better in almost every single position here. Since that Ohio State game, Texas defense, last 3 games, they played Vandy, gave up 31. Georgia, 35. And Arkansas, 37. And in that game last week, I know that they're probably looking ahead a little bit to Texas A&M, but the problem is it wasn't any short fields. It wasn't any turnovers. So that's a problem here. Texas's weakness is their offensive line. Texas A&M, number 2 in the nation with 39 sacks, and Concepcion and Craver, 99 receptions, averaging almost 16 and 17 yards a reception. Even their third guy, Ashton Bethel-Roman, he's averaging almost 25 yards a reception here. I like A&M. They get revenge for last year, 38-31.
Big there for A&M. That would, of course, punch their ticket to the SEC championship game for the first time. And then Tigers head up to Norman. This is the first. LSU, know you've played some big games, playoff games, championship games in the past, but never in Norman, where the Sooners, Lee, I think you'd agree, a win here for OU probably punches their ticket to the playoff, motivated team, and they're a 10-point home favorite.
Yep. And LSU, told everyone last week, this offense, how do you lay that many points, with an offense that just nothing? 13 against Western Kentucky, 23 now against Arkansas. I don't know what was worse. Michael Van Buren, nice backup. That's it. He's not the answer here. OU has faced Michigan and held them to 13. Faced Texas, held them to 23, and one was a touchdown on a punt return here. Alabama to 21 on the road. Missouri last week, 6 here. Their offense isn't great. I'm going to hold my nose. Oklahoma, wins and covers 28-13.
All right. Look, if I don't know how LSU's going to – I was joking in the press box Saturday, Lee, that I don't know that LSU's going to get a first down against Oklahoma.
Well, the over-under is probably 10.5. They're going to have to get a turnover deep in OU's territory to score a touchdown.
Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports. Game of the week is the Iron Bowl, Alabama-Auburn. How do people get it?
Yep. Just call 800-400-9741. Love this game. Alabama-Auburn, 800-400-9741. And how about this? It is not Thanksgiving. We call it the Turkey Shootout, the world-famous Turkey Shootout, 15 games from Thanksgiving Day all the way through Sunday. We had a 14-1 record one year on this promotion. Had a couple 13-2, 12-3, and 11-4 records. 15 games the entire weekend starting Thursday. Just $97, one place, ParamountSports.com.
ParamountSports.com. Of course, you can get the Iron Bowl, 800-400-9741, 800-400-9741. Happy Thanksgiving, Lee. Thanks for the time.
You too, buddy. Take care.
Of course. We appreciate you for being flexible with us. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Lee Michaels. Find jewelry from Lee Sterling to Lee Michaels. And maybe with the money you win betting Lee Sterling's picks, you can go spend it on jewelry at Lee Michaels. LMFJ.com. LMFJ.com. For Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. 10 locations in all. 2 in Baton Rouge, Corporate Boulevard in Bocage, in the Mall of Louisiana. Of course, New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport, online, LMFJ.com. Thrill her with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, LMFJ.com. Okay, y'all, hour 3 kicking off, coming up right after SportsCenter.
AFR.
It is not too late, y'all. We are here on Tuesday. We are 2 days away from Thanksgiving. If you're hitting the road for Thanksgiving and you need some work done to your vehicle, still time to bring it to Shawbills. Maybe before you hit the road for that family vacation or to go across the country to see your family this Thanksgiving, you need new tires. Get them at Shawbills. You want name brand tires at wholesale prices, you go to Shawbills. Use your Shawbills credit card. They always have deep discounts. You can go to the website, hit the promotions tab, and you'll see all the specials they have, how they combine the manufacturer's offer with their own in-house offer to get you the best price possible. They guarantee it. Buy tires at Shawbills. You see them advertised cheaper somewhere else, they'll refund you 125% of the difference. Shawbills just is not going to be beat on price. And they're going to treat you like family, and they can do your oil change and your tire rotations and all the service that you need for your vehicle. So schedule service or shop tires at ShawBillsTire.com. Shawbills, we keep you rolling.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builders School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Banking on the go? Our mobile app makes it effortless. But at Campus Federal, you're more than just an account number. We build relationships with our members, supporting you from saving for college to owning your first home. If you're buying a car, planning a home renovation, or a vacation, we're here to help. Campus Federal Credit Union, your trusted financial partner for every stage of life. Start your journey today.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan and the right team by your side.
At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Oklahoma State's hired North Texas's Eric Morris as the Cowboys' new football coach. He will stay with the Mean Green the rest of this season. NFL, Chiefs will be welcoming back starting running back Isaiah Pacheco Thursday against the Cowboys. He's been sidelined about a month due to an injured right knee. The game crucial for both teams, with each currently 10th in their respective conferences. ESPN NFL analyst Dominique Foxworth.
I'm looking forward to this matchup because I think both offenses are going to be good. I think who wins this game is going to be decided about who's scoring 7. You got to go for it on 4th down. Yep. Field goals aren't going to get it done for either side. No one's going to be able to stop Pickens and CD. We'll see if Mahomes can keep up with the scoring because Dak might be playing a little bit better.
The Steelers start this week with great optimism regarding the possible return of quarterback Aaron Rodgers from a fractured left wrist, according to coach Mike Tomlin. Pittsburgh left tackle Broderick Jones and defensive tackle Derek Harmon both ruled out Sunday versus Buffalo. The NFL has suspended Panthers safety Trayvon Merrick 1 game for striking 49ers receiver Juwan Jennings in the groin area last night. He's appealing the penalty.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. We make the claims process easy so you can get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock!
Hour 3. Off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
And Mr. Toby Tomplake. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. A lot of you may already be off to the Thanksgiving holiday. Be safe if you are hitting the road to go see family, wherever you may be. But we're glad to be here. We'll be off Thursday, Friday, but we will continue on Kiffin Watch. Glad to have Sean Salisbury with us, as he is every week here on Tuesdays. Talk a little ball. Always appreciate you, man. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, Matt?
Well, we've been on sort of nonstop Kiffin Watch. You and I talked about it last week. You shared some of your personal sentiments about Lane, knowing him from the time he was at when Monty, his dad, was on staff with the Vikings, and you knowing Lane as a young guy. As this moves along, Sean, do you have a strong feeling about how this might play out, or just how it is playing out that seems to be causing so much? I said it's been a lightning rod topic across college football.
It has. He's the hottest guy. That didn't sound right. The hottest coaching commodity.
Hey, look, that hot yoga.
Hey,
I can acknowledge.
Hey,
it's a good looking man.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, first, Matt, let me tell you how I feel about the overall part.
Yeah.
The NC, we need to do what NFL baseball free agency do. I wouldn't at any program. Everybody has to finish playing before you can hire a coach. Then we don't have this issue. We don't have to worry about, What's going on? Well, they get a head start. Well, why should you get a head start if you don't get a head start in NFL free agency and basically in college football and college sports now? We're pros. You don't get a head start that. There's open a window. When the window opens, it closes. Do it in the NFL. I can't stand in the NFL when they let them interview and guys are getting coordinators or hiring jobs and you're still you got a job to do. Remember, this is everybody's dream job. Oh, I'm right where I want to be until bigger money or something comes along. I'm not talking about Lane. I'm talking about anybody.
Right.
You want to end it? It's very simple. Just do it after the season's over. Open it up like you do everything at midnight on January 20th. That's when it opens up. Well, we're behind. Well, get in line. Everybody's got a fair shake now. Move spring practice back or whatever you're going to do. I cannot stand it. It's a problem because it does this. Hottest coaching commodity in the league right now. In college football, a lot of interest. He's been great. And imagine if he had 3 rings on his finger. What would he be doing? He'd make what, $150 million? And I love Lane. I do. I'm a big fan. But I'm speaking of any coach. My overall thought is I don't know, Matt, where he's going. Sometimes we'll get a feel for it. I almost feel like we're being primed that he is going to leave, that the discussion becomes, is he going to coach it out? But there's also the part of me like, is it going to be treated like LeBron or like KD in basketball? I'm not saying they're not great because they are, but there's always a but at the end of it. But they chased a championship. But they tasted and, chased this. And they got it when they went somewhere else. Michael didn't do it. Neither did Steph. So we get that comparison. So will Lane get to the point where always looking over the shoulder at somebody else? I hope not, because he's really good and he's matured over the years and he's spectacular calling plays and players responded. He gets buy-in. But I don't know. There's this part of me that I almost feel like Florida now is not being talked about at all, that it's LSU or Ole Miss yet. I think 3 weeks ago, a lot of people would have said, well, it's Florida, ties there. The rest, I think he met his wife down there, whatever. That seems like the place. So maybe I'm reading it wrong. I really don't know. I'd love to speculate on where he's going. Hard to turn down $100 million. If I'm Ole Miss and I love him, I'd match it. I'd match it and say, okay, if it's not about the money, why are you going to Ole Miss? To LSU. Why are you going to Florida? Do you think it's a better place to live? Do you think because the recruits and the history of the program? Lane has now put it on the map that right now Ole Miss is a better program than LSU. Their current team is better than LSU and Florida. But the question is going forward, legacy and history of a program, blue blood, what do you want to do there? So all these things again. So I don't know where he's going, but I can tell you this, that I never if I was the athletic director and you hire him at LSU, I am not he's not coaching my team through the playoff.
Absolutely.
Unless the players decide that I would let the players vote, not the president, not the AD. I would do the old fashioned way. Majority wins, man. We're going to do this because some of those players are going to leave, as well as assistant coaches. They're going to leave if he goes to LSU, he's going to take them with him and they are going to go. And so you say you're focused on the job winning a championship. You cannot be focused at Ole Miss one day or any place, whether it was James Franklin at Penn State, if you left, but he got fired, but focused on one job. And then all of a sudden on a Monday, tell me I'm all in at Ole Miss, recruiting guys, this is the place to be. Then on Tuesday, while you're preparing for a championship, you're still recruiting the very guys at Ole Miss you're going to recruit at LSU. So that's peeing in my face and telling me it's raining. You just can't do that if you want the credibility. It happens all the time. You just can't. If I'm the AD, I say absolutely not. The assistant coaches will take care of it. Who he's going to pluck some of them too, but some of them may think they're going to get the job if Lane leaves. So I wouldn't let him do it, but I would let the coaches, the players in that building vote on, should he be here? Because you can't tell me you're all in at one and be all in at the other. You're not, because while you're thinking about Ole Miss, guess what you're doing for a month? Preparing for LSU. You got to recruit. You got to get your guys ready to go. And if you're all in on LSU, you're not doing what you promised you'd do as a coach. Serve the kid properly. Be there for the university and the kids. So if he takes the job, you cannot. I personally, as close as I and as much as I love him, I would not allow him to coach unless, of course, it was overwhelming that the players wanted him to. I cannot stand that we're going through this. The kids are getting cheated. LSU or Florida are going to end up getting cheated because they're held hostage. Ole Miss is getting cheated because you don't know, even if he delays it and he's coming back, just that sense of vulnerability. And I know we're going to get it after the Egg Bowl. What if they get beat? What if they get beat in that game?
Yeah.
So I just, to me, if you're quit telling everybody, I'm not saying Lane, any of it, it's my dream job. No, it's your dream job at the moment because the other one paid you more. You got a better chance to win. So does he want to do what what Dabo did? Go build a program and not leave it, and right now give you a couple national championships? Or does he want to go and think that he's got a better chance to win a national title at Florida or at LSU? You're probably going to get better recruits, but the same guys he's recruiting. You can't serve them both. You just can't, one or the other, and you got to move on. For him, I'm getting his bag, do whatever you got to do, whatever's best for him. As an LSU, I'd love him to go. But as an Ole Miss, the way they've come back, I kind of like see a guy see it through and go see if he can win a national title there. Then the legacy grows even more than if he does it at a place that you're expected to win a title. He was never expected to win a national championship at Ole Miss, and you and I both know it.
Yeah. I think his thing is, Sean, he doesn't think he can. You can make a play.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. So that's probably going to be the reason he leaves.
Yeah.
But you can't do both in the month of December to get ready for this playoff. You just can't.
You're right. And look, we talked about it here. It was made abundantly clear to me through people within that athletic department 2 weeks ago. There was no shot they were letting him coach the playoff if he's leaving.
Right.
So you're right.
And nor would I.
The one follow-up I have, and we'll talk some NFL, but the one follow-up I have is interesting because we talk about the calendar. So I'm curious because the way to fix it, Sean, the irony is they moved the December signing period up and the one portal window to try to eliminate some of these roster issues so that you would have your roster set earlier. But what's happened is exactly what you're describing is coaches are getting fired and rehired. So it's starting the coaching carousel earlier because they have to. So Nick Saban mentioned matching the academic calendar to the athletic calendar. Do you think it would be doable to say, hypothetically, you start the football season earlier so playoff is done by the end of fall semester? So you're done by the time the spring semester starts in mid-January, January 12th or whatever it may be. You're completely done with everything by then. The season is over. Your national champion has been crowned. Is that doable with an expanded playoff?
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, so when are we going to start it? August 1st?
Right. I don't know.
I don't know. Wait, August 10th? I don't. At what point in time do these guys get to enjoy a summer where, I mean, hell, when I was going, we didn't start till after Labor Day. Now they're starting high schools. They're starting August 5th, August 4th. That's a hell of a point. I get Saban where he says it's a college football Lane Kiffin problem. I don't know how you'd work the calendar. I know this. You could start it earlier. January 12th isn't that bad. But if we're going to continue to expand and go, when are we starting the playoff? Thanksgiving weekend? I don't know.
Yeah,
and then you're starting to delve into what? Yeah, you're starting to delve into what, Matty? The tradition, bowl games, that January 1st. I mean, I know it's changed, but there's still this little bit of, okay, but I don't mind whether they change it to calendar to match academic year, the rest of it, kids go and they come back, some schools the 21st. And I get where Nick's going with this. I don't know how soon they'd have to start it or how the schedule works and games and the rest of it and how you'd treat post-Thanksgiving in December and the rest of it. But I'd prefer that. However, we can work that out because it makes sense. Hell, I could name Nick commissioner of the NC2A and we'd probably make some full head steam because he's real logical and common sense, but which we don't have much of these days. I don't know how you'd work it. I'd have to look at it. It does make sense, but I do know this. I cannot stand, and I don't know why. I know why, but there's still part of me. If the coaches are going to be coming and going like we just said, and players are coming and going as they said, why do we have an early recruiting season? I mean, when I was signing, you know what you did? You committed, and February 8th was signing day. It was like a Tuesday in February. But I get it, but it's kind of a rhetorical question. It's just we're doing this, and we're moving chess pieces around, but I feel like we're on a treadmill. What have we accomplished by moving up the signing period when all these coaches are when stuff like right now is about to happen? We got guys jumping to Oklahoma State, and he's going to coach the bowl game, Coach Morris is. And, I mean, you start to look around. I get it, but has it solved any problem? I don't think it has.
Yeah. World keeps spinning, man. They got a lot of issues. I agree with you on Saban, man. If he ever wanted the gig, I think he could make a lot of headway.
Tomorrow, and urgent.
Yeah.
He'd make headway in a hurry with some common sense. Like I said, I don't know. Sitting here on the run, just my mind's raced with a lot of it. But we always talk about, health for the kids or the players and pros. And that's why all these penalties and referees are watched closely. And we always talk about the what's best for the kid. Well, in truth, are we doing what's best for the kid, not only with all the rules we got for the kid, but with the coaches. Is Ole Miss, LSU, and Florida in the best situation right now? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing.
Let's not got a quick break. Come back, get Sean's thoughts on Tyler Shuck's third start, how that went against Atlanta. Ooh, rough game in the Dome. We'll get Sean's take on it as we continue. It's AFR.
AFR.
Love telling you about our friends over at Duplessis Builders because they're going to build you a beautiful pool, build you a beautiful outdoor kitchen. They'll give you a 10-year workmanship warranty on their pool builds when the industry standard is 1. Let me say that slowly so you understand. Most pool builders, when they build your pool, they give you a 1-year warranty on their work. 1 year. Duplessis gives you a 10-year workmanship warranty because Derek is an engineer by trade. They take the time to do it right as they go through the process of the pool build, so they're building you something that is going to last, something beautiful that's going to last. You want to know why Duplessis Builders was named a top 50 pool builder in America by Pool and Spa Magazine? Meet with them one time, you'll get it. DuplessisBuilders.net. That beautiful pool, that outdoor kitchen, they can do it all for you. DuplessisBuilders.net.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. We'll choose 5 male and 5 female finalists, and then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Attention diesel mechanics, River Parish Contractors has an immediate full-time opening with benefits. Valid licenses and TWIC card is required to apply. Call or text Big Jake today at 985-479-9858 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on Apply Now. Come be part of the team that values hard work, has a high standard of excellence, and delivers projects on time and safely. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
She thinks my tractor's sexy. It really turns her on.
Rolling along, glad you're hanging out with us here. Tuesday shows powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana, where Black Friday's turning green over at Sunshine. Sunequip.com, sunequip.com. 10% off all toys, toy tractors, the riding tractors for the kiddos. Get on by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Sean Salsbury is with us as he is every Tuesday on Twitter at Sean Unfiltered. Make sure you get him at Unpaved there on YouTube as well. Subscribe to the channel. Sean, Tyler Shuck made his third start. Saints managed just 3 points. Man, they are a bad football team. How do we even know, Sean, with such a bad offensive line and no weapons, how do we even grade or gauge or rate what he's doing out there?
Well, you better be an expert at gauging bad stuff and how it would look if it was different player, different situation, different grouping. Matt, it's hard to evaluate this team. We talk about it all the time about moving forward at the quarterback position and any other position of how do you evaluate it. I guess the number one way is how do you perform and how do you keep playing when you know things are not good and your chances are very minimal each week. How you practice. And the truth is, Matty, we see the result on Sunday, but during the practice week as a coach, you can probably get an idea of some guys. I don't know who's checked out or who hasn't, but you probably get an idea of where more people's head is if you're paying attention. So hard to evaluate, but just like it's probably pretty hard to evaluate if you got a great team and you're kicking butt every day, how do you evaluate, well, what's going to happen when we go through adversity? Well, at least the one thing you know, your team's faced it. I mean, think about this. It's the comedic part of this. You can't get a handoff, ball lays on the ground. You don't make any big plays, although the quarterback goes, 30 of 44, 43. So the ball didn't hit the ground much. Your field goal kicker can't get it through inside of 50 a couple times. You get in the red zone area like 3 times and come up empty. You don't score an offensive touchdown. You start to look at, but you give up a bunch of sacks. You don't run it well. You don't throw it well. A lot of sideways stuff in conservative football, which is kind of without the weapons. I guess the positive is Olave, has a bunch of catches and comes out of it positive. And Atlanta's not exactly gangbusters. They'll play some pretty good defense, which they did. But they were on a losing streak, and Cousins, had a little vintage Cousins on some of those on the big play to Mooney and the rest of it. But I personally, it's hard, but I don't know what you can gather from them other than, I know the fans are frustrated, booing at home and the rest of it, but we're about as close to the Aints as we've been in a long time, of a bag over your, you really are. That's about as close as been since State did it on a regular basis. I understand the frustration, and it's been a rough year football-wise in the state of Louisiana, but the evaluation's hard. But Shook's playing well enough to finish it out. And when I say well enough, and not winning, but when you go 30 or 43, at least there's some accuracy on a defense that's pressuring you. And maybe that's how you evaluate. Are you still staying at the quarterback? I want to know, are you still standing in there and delivering the football when you get hit in the mouth? Are you still standing in there and competing and doing those things when you lay the ball on the ground and you got to make sure you don't when it's an exchange between you and the back? Are you still competing after you've taken them down to the red zone and can't get it in the end zone? So like that's the way and I hate to use the term who's still giving effort and fighting, because that's your job and you get paid to do it. I don't give you extra credit even if you're getting your butt kicked. That's on you. You're the player. You get your butt kicked, and the coaching staff. I'm not giving you extra credit for showing up to class or for playing hard, because you're going to collect your 2-week check or your weekly check for 75, 100, 300 grand a week. So I don't give credit for that. The bottom line is they're a bad football team who does not execute well, and when they do, they'll compete for a minute, but they can't sustain 4 quarters of football for the most part on either side, specifically on offense. And that's why it's going to end like it started, not very good.
How do you think they match? They go to Miami this week. It's interesting, Sean, because when they played well against Carolina and won, and so you look and you go, well, they got Atlanta, there's a 3-win team, and they get Miami and the Jets and the Titans, and they get Carolina at home, and you go, man, if they play well, there might be a few wins they could snag out there. It's still the NFL. How do you think the Saints match up against the 4-7 Dolphins who aren't any good in their own right?
Right. I can tell you this. If you'll just punch them in the face, be physical with them, that team doesn't like that. When they beat Buffalo and had that good game, and they've had a couple of them, if you're looking at finesse in the dictionary, team speed with finesse, that you put makeup on them, and boy, they cover up some blemishes. You take it off, you're frightened to death because you see it and it looks like Shrek just woke up out of a sleep the next morning. That's who Miami is. But if you're looking for a pillow fight, that's where the Saints can get them. They are now when they're going good finesse wise and Tua's throwing on time and you're not hitting him, You know, boom, they'll be hitting flat routes and boom, they'll be bang posts on time. Get them off schedule and force them to get into a body blow fight. That team's as soft as wet Charmin tissue. They just are. So that gives you hope. And we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, Maddie, where, listen, it is the NFL. We see strange stuff happen all the time. Where how did this team, how do you explain the Buffalo Bills to me? You can't. Okay. Once again, Josh Allen plays great, you win. If Josh Allen plays average or doesn't, the Houston Texans curb stomp them in their building. It's the way it works. So, yeah, you can beat Miami, but don't finesse. If you get into a finesse match with them, they'll score 40 on you, and they will lap you because that's who they are. They don't want to get into a fist fight. They want to stick and move and get the ball out on time and let their speed get into space and go that. Keep them out of space, keep them third and long, and take two hitches. He's one of those quarterbacks that the significance of his game falls off because he's physically limited when you have to do that. You saw Brock Purdy last night, who I have nothing but respect for. I think he's a hell of a player. But you saw him when he wasn't on time and anticipation, when he held the ball a little too long, and then he wasn't accurate because he felt desperate. What happens? 3 picks. And if you're not throwing it on time and you don't have a Matt Stafford arm, then you better be able to throw it to small windows. If you've made a mistake, you can't compound it by being late and inaccurate. So with them, they want to throw on time. They want to get the ball into space. They want to go. But if you're looking for a physical fist fight, now New Orleans going, if you'll take that to them, you'll challenge them more than anything. You want to win 16-13. I know it's not pretty to fans, but that'll be a win. If this game's in the 30s,
yeah,
you know, where Miami's up there, that means that they're in rhythm and they're doing it all. They're an odd team with some talent. The sum isn't very good, but they practice exactly like they play or play like they practice, I'm sure. They are finesse. And if you, like I said, if you can get them they like to play 7-on-7. If you force them not to play in space and have to play in a phone booth, the New Orleans Saints can beat them because my Miami's physicality is almost laughable.
Last thing for you, Sean. I want to ask your thoughts on evaluating Kellen Moore, and the thought being here as a play caller, they had 10 snaps in a goal to go situation, and Taysom Hill took 5 of them, and Tyler Shuck didn't even throw a pass. So there's this whole thing like, shouldn't you be developing your young player? Just if you would give me your sense. I mean, I don't suspect that you've watched every single play call and snap and analyzed every snap that the Saints have taken, but just your thought on Kellen Moore, the offensive quote unquote guru, and how he's done this year as a rookie head coach.
And I haven't watched them all, but I've probably seen 80%, 75 to 80. Up until 3 weeks ago, I watched the majority of them. So pretty good feel for what he does. Listen, I think at times coordinators that are head coaches or that were coordinators and then got head coaching jobs. Listen, it's a lot easier to be the coordinator in Philadelphia or when Dak Prescott's your quarterback in Dallas and you got wide receivers and you can run it in the offensive line. And then you go to Philly and you're going to win a Super Bowl and your roster on both sides of the ball is loaded. You could be really, really good. Yeah. And you become a genius in a hurry. Not saying that he's not a good coach, but you become awfully dumb, and I don't mean it literally, when you don't have good players. Then you start grab bagging and you start getting too cute. Listen, I understand the respect for Taysom Hill. I'm at the point in the season that I got to see more about my football team. And quite frankly, Taysom Hill's snaps in the red zone to get me within a touchdown or so really aren't doing me any good in my evaluation. I think a lot of times then you do get too cute, and then you start grab bagging because you know you're overmatched. So what do? Okay, let's formation this. Let's try to okey doke him. You're not okey doking anybody by putting Taysom Hill in a back taking snaps. We've seen the movie. Here's the difference. Taysom Hill also becomes very average when you can't block for him or you're playing in long yardage situations. And if you can't block for your quarterback, how do you expect him to bail you out? He's a hell of a talent and a hell of a tough guy. But I want to maximize what I'm getting out of my quarterback. I got to the red zone. Let me see if he can finish for me. Is he going to hold the ball too long? Is he going to distribute it to Taysom Hill out of the backfield? However you do it. I think what happens is you start like a quarterback that's late, Matty. The coach gets desperate. And you're a quarterback and an offensive guru when you got good players. I don't know any offensive guru that when you're getting your butt kicked, we refer to them like, oh, they threw for 380. But if you're getting beat, nobody cares about your guruism. They care about can you win or lose. And I understand where he's at. And he's going to get a hall pass. It's his first year. I get it. Because we got to see him when he's actually got a chance weekly. But this is also a chance for him to, while he's evaluating, to also evaluate himself and self the self-check of, all right, I got down to the red zone. I let my guy work us down to the red zone. Let me see him finish. I want to know what kind of closer he is. I mean, if we're 3rd and 1 and we want to go wildcat or stick it to Taysom Hill as a quarterback / Swiss Army knife, then we'll do it. But that's a lot of snaps for a team. You can tell they're going gimmick when they're doing that at this stage of the game, because I can assure you this. While I know when Drew Brees was there, they did it, and I'm not comparing Brees to Tyler, but they mixed it in. You're not giving Taysom Hill 5 straight snaps when you got Drew Brees on the sideline. Right. You're just not in the red zone. You may change it up, and it's a change-up pitch. The change-up pitch can't be putting the quarterback back in, as opposed to the kind of a quarterback who's really not a quarterback, who we forced to be a quarterback at times, and now we're trying to make plays. At this stage of the season, listen, I'm not saying you quit on your team. Hell, you got 6 more games to go or whatever, but I am going to play hard with the guys I got. And that's going to be part of the evaluation process by them to Kellen Moore and his self-check on, okay, how good am I when I don't have Jalen Hurts handing it to Saquon Barkley and Lane Johnson and that group blocking for me when they're all healthy? And then I got a defense that'll get 60 sacks and give me the ball in the short field. They happen to do everything the hard way. And I understand why you reach if you're Kellen Moore, but leave the quarterback in other than a play or two to do it. And let's see if we can go salvage some rhythm from a guy that we got to find out what the hell we're going to do next April.
He is Sean Salsbury. Get him on Twitter at Sean Unfiltered. Subscribe there on YouTube as well. Hey, man, we always appreciate the time. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours, man. Thanks for making it work this week.
Happy Thanksgiving, brother, and good luck with this decision. Hopefully we'll know Friday. So
Sounds
I look
like
forward to talking to you.
Thanks, man. We appreciate
Thanks,
it.
buddy.
That is Sean Salsbury. It's AFR, brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. Sign and drive going on right now. 0 down, 0 due at signing, no security deposit, no first month's payment. Sign your name with little else. You're driving away in a brand new Volkswagen from South Point Volkswagen. Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer is South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction? Okay, y'all, we're going to knock out a quick break. Come back. Mike Triplett, also usually with us on Thursday. He'll jump aboard with us next. We'll talk a little hoot-at with Mike Triplett. We'll get to Otterlocks here before the hour's over. A lot to do still here as we're cruising along in the 5 o'clock hour of AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
AFR.
Holidays are upon us. Thanksgiving this week. We got, of course, Christmas about a month away. You got family coming in. Remember, Watermark Downtown, Renaissance, Southtown. Told you yesterday about Watermark in downtown Baton Rouge. Renaissance is Southtown, as they call it, right there on Bluebonnet near I-10. So it's really easy access anywhere in town. So remember, you got family coming in town. They need a place to stay. You can put them at the Renaissance. Gorgeous, all the amenities from the pool and the weight room and the gym and the office. They got Tallulah, great place to dine. The terrace, which is indoor-outdoor flow. Awesome. If you a high floor room, you get these beautiful panoramic views of the entire city. It's Renaissance Baton Rouge, right there across from all of Louisiana and Perkins Roast. Great for shopping as well. And remember, we talk about the guest rooms, but so many awesome opportunities if you're hosting an event. Remember Renaissance Baton Rouge, premier place in Baton Rouge to host an event. What event? Any event. Wedding receptions, fundraisers, award banquets, any type of event. You can host it right there on Bluebonnet at Renaissance Baton Rouge.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even JB could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of JB Falgu.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google, based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Mike! Yeah?
New Orleans Saints coverage with some Mad Libs mixed in.
Why don't you just go by Mike?
It's time to talk black and gold with Mike Triplett of New Orleans Football. Presented by Benny's Car Wash, family owned and operated since 1951.
We haven't done Mad Libs in a hot minute here. That might be more entertaining, actually, than talking about this football team. Mike Triplett's with us from New Orleans Football. Alas, we'll do it anyway, courtesy of Benny's Car Wash. How are you?
How have we not switched to that yet at this point?
All right. Next week, after they lose to Miami, we're just going to do Mad Libs the rest of the season.
Right.
We'll at least work it in. Hey, the newsy stuff here, obviously, is they cut Blake Grupe and have signed Cade York. Reaction there?
I mean, it had to happen. And look, I was willing in a vacuum. I mean, we're obviously talking about a rebuilding team that is doing a lot of things that sometimes come across as nonsensical. But in a Blake Grupe vacuum, I understood giving him chance 2 and chance 3, and knowing the bird in the hand that you had or whatever, compared to all the other kickers out there that have been cut by other teams because of their past struggles. Try to fix Blake Grupe, see if you can get him back on track. They were overly patient with him. And this game was, I think it was apparent to everyone that, he's going to just need to figure something out, maybe a change of scenery, but they had to move on. I'm very glad Cade York was the guy they went with of the two that they tried out. Justin Tucker is unpalatable for a number of reasons, but not the least of them being, why would you be signing a veteran struggling kicker who hasn't been good in several years and is 36 years old anyway, even if he didn't come with the other complications. At least Cade York, as everyone around here knows, is a former 4th-round pick with some upside. Maybe you'll find something there, and if not, you go back to the well next year.
Yeah, 24 years old, so hopefully he figures it out. They also added a wide receiver, Samori Toure. I don't know if I'm saying that right at all. It's another receiver. They're adding him to the practice squad. I wouldn't discount anything at this point, Mike. Anything of significance there?
Yeah, I mean, I remember he had a couple of weeks where he flashed a couple of years ago. That is a position where there's talent all over the league, and it's one of the things I credit them for doing this year. Added Trey Palmer, speaking of the local ties, and Dalen Polk they traded for. Obviously traded for Devon Vele, hasn't gone that well, but they're taking some shots at young receivers. I like that. They brought in a running back as well and added to the practice squad. That is absolutely out of necessity with Alvin Kamara's injury.
Is there? Oh, by the way, do we have an update there with Kamara and what they do at running back if he's unable to go?
Yeah, it's not looking good, I don't think, for him. I mean, he's going to try to fight through it. We did a incredible profile on him and the work he does with his personal trainer last year and the injuries where they beat the timetable. I know he'll try, but MCL sprain is going to be kind of hard to come back from in 1 week. So I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of Devin Neal, probably some more Taysom Hill, and some praying.
Yeah, I saw. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know Nick Underhill over at New Orleans Football reported MCL sprain. I know I heard Kellen Moore say ankle. Have we gotten clarity?
It is the knee. Yeah, Kellen Moore corrected himself when asked. He had been dealing with the ankle for like the last 5 or 6 weeks, but this is a new knee injury.
Got it. Of course, you get all that info over at neworleans.football. Our chats with Mike are brought to you by Benny's Car Wash. Got a great special going on right now for Black Friday, heading into Christmas. Tell you more about that just in just a smidge. My big question with this franchise is if I should have confidence in this front office's ability to fix what ails them when they continue to misevaluate draft free agents, their own players that they don't re-sign. Will Lutz is a great example of that.
Yeah.
So should I have any confidence in this front office, their ability to get it right?
I can't convince you to. It's been a long, painful stretch, and you know they've been missing on first-round draft picks at all kinds of positions for recent years. They've been missing on head coaching hires. They've been missing on quarterback decisions. So it is a dark stretch. So confidence, no. I mean, law of averages, yes. I think we magnify the misses, and a lot of teams bat a lot closer to 500 and then get hot for a while and then get cold for a while, and they're way overdue for a hot streak. But no, you're totally within your right to think, okay, great, now they're going to have the number 2 pick in next year's draft, but are they going to make the right pick when they finally get a pick like that? I don't know.
There's been a lot of question about evaluating Kellen Moore, which I understand is hard given the roster. But I also, what are you doing inside the 10-yard line, giving all the snaps to Taysom? Okay, please.
I think it's fair to be wildly disappointed with his offensive acumen. I mean, there are a lot of areas that have been disappointing. The first 15-play script, they have 1 touchdown in the first quarter all season. The run game, I thought he was going to have a run game with all the offensive alignment investments they've made in recent years. The run game's been really awful this year. The red zone has been really awful this year. And then I think maybe their most disappointing performance of the season came after they just had the bye week to do the self-scout, deep dive, reflect what's working, what's not working, and then they come out with a dud after that. So there's a lot of reasons to be concerned. Now, I mean, we knew they were maybe the 32nd most talented team in the league, and we knew they drafted the youngest head coach in the league as sort of a draft pick instead of going with somebody who was proven and would hit the ground running and knew exactly what to do. So there were going to be growing pains, and maybe year 2 will be better than year 1, but it's been a tough stretch right now.
Are you convinced that Kellen Moore gets year 2?
Yeah, I do. I don't think you can hire someone like that. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Normally, I don't think you would hire someone like that who is unproven and young and give him the talent that he had to work with, and midway through the season trade away some of his top assets. And then be like, you failed? How did you fail with this? We gave you Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shuck.
And we traded Shea.
But we've seen. I mean, we saw what New England fired Gerard Mayo after 1 year. But I think the difference there is, I think maybe you fire Kellen Moore if you have an opportunity to get a Mike Vrabel to coach your Drake May or whatever. If you have an opportunity to upgrade. I think if you fired Kellen Moore right now, I don't think that you would be. You'd probably be the least attractive job on the market, and you're not. You don't have the Mike Vrabel waiting around the corner as a reason to hurry up and fire your coach after just 1 year. So, and plus we know this team's track record, their philosophy, their beliefs. They're often very patient. They don't want to be like the David Teppers and the Carolina Panthers of the world who are firing coaches almost annually, the New York Jets or anything like that. They don't believe in that as a philosophy either.
Aaron Glenn chose the Jets over the Saints. That tells you everything you need to know about how desirable this job is. Okay, give me something something for Sunday against just give me anything. And give me someone while I'm waiting.
Something to like get excited about?
Anything.
Look, I'm excited to keep evaluating Tyler Shuck. I don't think, he wasn't as exciting against Atlanta as he was against Carolina. But I don't think he, fell on his face either. I'm still interested in. I'm glad we're going to get 6 more games to watch him and decide if there's something there. So I'm actually interested to watch these games from a Tyler Shuck perspective for sure.
Mike Triplett, NewOrleans.football. He's on Twitter at Mike Triplett. Y'all catch him there. Okay. Have a great Thanksgiving. And
you too.
Enjoy Miami. You get to go to are you going? You get a nice warm weather trip? Yeah.
No? I will be. Warm weather trip. I was sweating my butt off today.
No, you're right. It was 80 degrees. You're right. Yes. Palm trees. You get palm trees.
Yes.
And the beach. Palm trees and the beach. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Mike. Happy Thanksgiving.
Always looking for the bright side, you, Matt.
I try. Mad Libs next week.
All right.
We'll see you. That's Mike Triplett. By the way, over at Benny's, this holiday season, if you purchase $50 or more on a Benny's Car Wash gift card, you'll receive a free 1-month Benny's Best Plus Interior Club membership. That offer is available exclusively for new members December 2nd through the 31st. Purchase online at bennyscarwash.com, or you can stop by any of their 9 locations, 9 times. Take advantage of the awesome perks of being a Benny's Club member. I am, by the way. Joining the Benny's Club is a no-brainer. They put the little sticker on your car. You drive in, it just scans it, and the gate goes right up. You go wash every day if you want. It's awesome. Join Benny's. bennyscarwash.com. All right, thanks to Mike Triplett. We appreciate it. We'll knock out our final break of the show. Jimmy will be here for Otterlocks. Find out what we're betting on tonight. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Christmas trees. I was going to do like a Christmas jingle, and it didn't really work. Clegg's has Christmas trees. Oh, Christmas tree. I could do that. Muse, would that work? Oh, Christmas tree.
I mean, that would absolutely work. You're talking about Christmas trees, yes.
I don't
You
know
need
the
more
rest
than
of
that.
it.
Yeah, I would say you need more than that.
I don't know the rest. I just know the Christmas tree
How
part.
lovely are your branches.
I don't think that's it. I think there's a thy. I think it's thy branches.
I'm going to look it up.
I don't know. Anyway, if you want to go get a Christmas tree without the awful singing by Muse and me, go to Clegg's Nursery. They've got them. The Christmas tree lots are set up, ready to roll. Erica, Drew, and I will be there at Clegg's on Segan Friday morning. Hope to see a lot of you there. It's our little family tradition. Find out yours. But go get your Christmas tree, your poinsettias, all your Christmas decor over at Clegg's. They've turned the page. Full-on Christmas decorating time, and there's no better place than Clegg's Nursery. So buy local, shop local, and tell them Matt sent you in to Clegg's Nursery.
Attention diesel mechanics. River Parish Contractors has an immediate full-time opening with benefits. Valid licenses and TWIC card is required to apply. Call or text Big Jake today at 985-479-9858 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on Apply Now. Come be part of the team that values hard work, has a high standard of excellence, and delivers projects on time and safely. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builders School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
Join us for Friday's AFR live from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Sagamore Spirit Rye. We'll have craft cocktails and, of course, a fine premium cigar. Friday's AFR, presented by Sagamore Spirit.
this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Down the stretch we come, final segment here on a Tuesday edition of AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. One thing left to do, find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Otterlocks.
Otterlocks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Otter, how are you?
Good, Matthew. How about you?
Awesome. Great call on the Niners. A little rocking chair cover last night with San Francisco. Nothing to it against the Carolina Panthers, who stink. Need to get going on the hard one. I see we got some college basketball bets tonight, huh?
We're underway right now. We're behind in our first one that we put out on the website, 32-22. Had a couple winners on the show this afternoon. It's wall to wall. This is a rematch of the Elite Eight. Tennessee's clobbered their opposition by 28 points a game, but hasn't played the opposition at the schedule that Houston has. But we're down 5:42 mark in the first half. Lots of time to go.
Hey,
that one.
Should we in-game this? I'm looking at 32-26, and you're now getting 5.5 with Tennessee.
Yes, I'll take it. Absolutely.
Okay, all right, on it. Perfect.
Yeah, getting a point better than what we did before. Later tonight, same Vegas tournament. Washington State, we're going to Maui. Washington State took care of the hometown team, Chaminade, last night. So, but we're going to back them tonight because this line is just too high. This should be about 3 or 4. It's at 5.5. We're going to take the Cougars, Washington State against Bobby Hurley's Arizona State Sun Devils, 5-6 if you have an outlet that allow you to do it. Auburn and Michigan back at in Vegas. We're going to ride Michigan, Matt. We had them last night. They won and covered. We're going to ride them again tonight. Take Michigan minus the 5.5 against Auburn.
Okay.
And
one college football play.
Yes, there's only one game tonight. So they snuck that one in. Out on the show, they started at like 3 or 4 o'clock. Oh, the next thing I know, the Minutemen were running up and down the field. So anyway, 21.5 is the end game. Stay away.
Okay. All right.
Western Michigan, the Broncos on the road against Eastern Michigan. Lay the 10. We're taking chalk. So, yeah, I put out chalk earlier today, Bowling Green and Western Michigan. But I wouldn't. That Bowling Green UMass game, Bowling Green was up 28-0. UMass cut it to 14 at half, but it's 35-14 as we speak.
All right. Western Michigan laying 10. And then on the hardwood tonight, Tennessee, Washington State, and Michigan. Where are you tomorrow, Otter?
Rio Cantina on Airline Highway in Prairieville, where every day is a fiesta. Gobble, gobble.
Thank you, Otter. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Good luck.
All right, we'll see you. That's Jimmy on. It's after further review. Hey, it's not too late to get those holiday reservations over at Supper Club, supperclubbtr.com. Man, I'm going to tell you what. No matter if it's for a holiday, no matter if it's for celebrating a birthday, an anniversary, a promotion, graduation, whatever life event you may have, or I'll tell you just the day you go to Supper Club is going to be the memorable day. It'll be the memorable experience. Get on by Supper Club. If you can't get a reservation, that's okay. They got 14 bar stools, 7 tables in the bar area. It's always open seating in the bar area. So you can pop in and have a glass of wine, a cocktail, dine right there at Supper Club, Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, near Bluebonnet. Brandon and Mackenzie Landry. Love talking about Supper Club, how it's really their gift that they've given to Baton Rouge to have this world-class experience right here. You don't have to go to New York or London or Paris or Dubai. You can have it right here in Baton Rouge at Supper Club. Chef Layton does an amazing job, always improving the menu, new items. If it's bison or the stone crabs, if you want to try something new, maybe you've been to Supper Club a bunch and you've tried everything. They always have new stuff he's rotating on. Every time you get a Sagrera cut, you're having a truly unique cut of meat, something different every single time. It's at Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com for your reservation. SupperClubBTR.com. Pelicans got a win last night. I was very excited for that. And I'm very excited to hear Graf.
Back to Bay. Close out Giddy. Shot clock at 6. Up top, deep straightaway. 3 from Kennebra. Trey Murphy.
Trey be in.
He dropped to Kennebra.
Kennebra.
Trey B.N. Murphy. Give me another one.
Queen. Foot on the arc. Drives on Phillips, bump, double pump, leans in, no, dunked in on the follow, Micah Peavy.
I don't think people don't realize what a gift they are. People don't realize what a gift they are. That's my goal, is to make you understand what a gift Graf and JD are. Give me another. You got another one, Muse?
Backing down Queen, nearly traveled. Throw it back out to Phillips, who lost it. Taken away by Peavy. It's 3-on-1. Lob it up to Murphy! Two-head flush.
Throw it up, throw it down.
Kennebra. Trey B.N. Murphy. See ya.
After further review.
As we get on down the road, we remind you about Our Lady of the Lake, Championship Health Partner of LSU Athletics, OLOLRMC.com/LSU, OLOLRMC.com/LSU. That is where you can learn about many of their great NIL deals. You've seen a lot of the great football deals that they've done this year, the Jack Pyburn spot that's running well. They're turning the page to basketball. DJ Thomas on the hard. We got a chance to speak with Matt McMahon Saturday, I should say, out at the LSU football game. Excited about his squad, man. DJ Thomas, Robert Miller III, of course, Flaugier, Michaela Williams. It is just going to be a fun winter and spring on the hardwood as the Lady Tigers make a push toward maybe another national championship. Matt McMahon makes a push to get back toward the NCAA tournament, and our friends over at Our Lady of the Lake will be taking care of the champions on the hardwood and everyday champions like you and me. Learn more. It's Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. Together, we roar.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of Jasmine or any other of our Supreme American rice.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. We'll choose 5 male and 5 female finalists, and then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
Looking for cleaner energy? propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Lockmeyer, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lockmeyer, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.